What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
on Hot Country KDY. Tonight's game is brought to you by
Brown Furniture and Appliance, Farmers Insurance Agent Kurt Nettles, also J&J Recovery, Don's Auto Service, Maudie's Outdoors, Long Electric, Landmark Bank, West Plains Lock and Key, West Plains Roofing, Stuart Morrison Ready Mix, Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, Brad Guffey Motors, The Fisher Law Firm, Norman Orr Office Supply, by Zizzer Buggy Bath, Harvest Bank, Bracket Service Center, Ozarks Medical Center, SMP Quality Auto Glass, Outpost Motorsports, KT Roofing, State Farm Insurance Agent Justin Shelby, SRS Electric, Captain D's, West Plains Bank and Trust Company, Butler Heating and Air, and Southern Hill Shopping Center.
And now West Plains Zizzers football on the official home of the Zizzers, Hot Country KDY.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the start of district football here in West Plains, Missouri. H.H. Harlan's with me tonight. Harlan, appreciate you being here.
I'm happy to be here. I got up this morning. Usually I have trouble getting up every morning, but I woke up this morning thinking, hey, I get to do a football game with Travis tonight. So, man, I bounced right up.
Well, and vice versa, and it's so much fun because you've gone through the regular season, and now it's district play. This is win or go home, and it's so important too. I know, and tonight playing Neosho, you mentioned they have a 2-7 record. You can't look past teams because that's when you get in trouble.
That's exactly right. I mean, how many times have you seen that happen, regardless of what sport you're talking about? And when you talk about Neosho being 2-7, okay, one person's 2-7 is not another person's 2-7 because their 7 losses among them: Carthage, Webb City, Carl Junction, Joplin. That is a rough schedule.
Playing on that southwest side of the state, there is so much talent over there. And last year you saw when we got stuck in the southeast, then we always make it to the quarterfinals. Like you said, you've got Webb City over there, so many good teams, and you've got to go through all of these games. And 2-7 and our 8-1 doesn't mean anything because now you go into district basically 0-0. And like we said, you win or you go home.
And on Neosho's behalf, they won last week.
Yes, they did.
They beat Republic 34-28. And there's something to be said for momentum and for winning. And everybody plays better coming off a win. And they are, they've got probably as much confidence right now as they've had most of the season.
Well, and that was the thing, too, confidence. That's one thing I really, really respect about this team. Last year, you have a team which basically goes crazy, wins their first 10 games with the running clock, never behind. This team this year, there are a lot of questions. What season is going to Perkins have? He has come out and he's done great. We had that one loss, heartbreaker in Camdenton, but Coach Perkins has picked up right where Coach Airy left off.
Well, in the conference, usually the coach of the year is the coach that wins the conference. That's usually just the way it goes. But I'll tell you what, Matt Perkins has done a super job. He had people had some expectations, I think, this year of this football team. Maybe not as high as last year, but still we're expecting this to be a really good football team and win a lot of games, and they have done exactly that. Sometimes it's harder to live up to it than it is to simply attain it.
Oh, and it's so hard to come in when someone's had a winning program before you, too. I always said I pity the person that has to go in and take Joe Bill Dixon's spot when he's done. Or you think about somebody's going to eventually have to take Nick Saban's done. But Coach Perkins has come in here. He's done a great job. One of the things I heard constantly through town before the season started was Coach Perkins never played football in high school. But the reason being, Harlan, he was injured. And the truth is, being a head coach, you're a CEO of an organization is what you are. It's not just about football. It's about game plans. Look at the Missouri Tigers. There's a great example. Team that plays great at home, they get on the road, they don't know what they're doing. And that's what Coach Perkins has done so well, is plan and plan. And he's made it fun for these kids, too. These kids aren't just having fun because they're winning. He's the good man. The rest of the assistant coaches are ready to go, and this is just a fun program to be a part of.
I did Matt's ball games when he was in high school. He was a very good basketball player, but Matt was an athlete.
Yes.
He understands, he's one of those guys that played everything as he grew up, so he has an understanding of the game, obviously. And one of the smartest things that I think that he did there's always a temptation when you become the new coach is to put your stamp and your brand on everything and maybe change everything. I don't think that necessarily has happened here. He's been smart enough to hold on to maybe a few tweaks, maybe a few different things, but by and large, the program is what Coach Airy established, and he's an Airyite, and I'm sure still believes in that stuff.
Well, and that is such a good point too, because it's almost like a power struggle. Now I'm head coach. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. He was not like that. Coach Womack, he basically told him, "Here's 6 different plays I want to be able to run. I want to be able to run them well. You tell me what formation to run out of, and when we run." And Coach Womack and Coach Perkins work very, very well together doing that.
Right, and going into the ball game tonight, if you're Neosho, hey, we're going to get the football delivered with a helicopter from Airvac. How about that?
Isn't that neat? Airvac helicopter, if you can hear that in the background, folks, they come in and deliver the game ball, and people absolutely love that going on the field. Now, the last time with baseball, Coach Dixon, great story with him. When he was the head baseball coach, Harlan, they had a game that they were getting ready for in districts. The field was wet. Coach Dixon calls up one of his pilot buddies from Airvac, goes over there above the field and dries it out. Of course, administration said, next time you do that, please tell us about what's going on.
Right.
But look at this. They are delivering the game ball to Coach Perkins. What a great thing.
The last time, I don't know if it's the last time, but one of the times when this happened, we videoed the arrival of the helicopter delivering the game ball to Coach Airy and put it on our Facebook page. We had over 15,000 views.
Wow.
Over the next week's time, people just watching the helicopter come in. It looked almost like a scene from Apocalypse Now a little bit, coming from the distance and landing on
where you've got Robert Duvall saying, "I smell victory."
I smell victory, and play it loud.
And play it loud and get those guys going. We're going to start playing football here in about 5 minutes, but we're going to take a 2-minute break on KDY 102.5.
Fall is officially here, and with that comes great deals on new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs at Brad Guffey Motor in West Plains. Save thousands with supplier pricing, rebates, finance packages, and the Guffey discount to drive home a new vehicle today. Check out the website at bradguffey.com and then come see us at 1634 Porter Wagner for a great deal on a new car, truck, crossover, or SUV. We also have a good selection of pre-owned vehicles to fit almost any budget. Remember to stay local and come see us at Brad Guffey Motor today.
Hey, Mom, what's a Zizzer?
Well, a Zizzer is someone who is the best at whatever they do, like Butler Heating and Air.
Why are they Zizzers?
Because they are the best at keeping us warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Trane high-efficiency systems. And, of course, their outstanding customer service.
I'm a Zizzer at cleaning my room.
Not quite.
Call the best. Call Butler Heating and Air today at 256-7984.
It's hard to stop a train.
And there's a flag on the play. Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Your home and your family come together for the holidays at FFO Home. We've got some amazing buys you're going to love. At only $198, our Rucker recliner is ideal for any budget. Great buys on family dining groups, just in time for company. And with our huge selection of sofas and sectionals, you're sure to find the perfect look for your living room. No interest financing, and you can take it home today. Save now at FFO Home, where you get the guaranteed lowest price every day.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Travis Smith and Harlan, that's you back here at Zizzer Stadium, the started district play. Harlan, talking about putting your stamp on stuff. One of the things I've loved about this team this year is the way they have adjusted so well. Years past, we have had some really, really good running backs, but that was kind of it. And so if you focus on those guys and able to contain them, you've got it in the bag if you're on defense. This team spreads the ball out. You'll see 6 to 7 different players touch the ball during the night. And it's so nice because we've got that depth now. Years past, you didn't have that depth. Last week, basically Rackley and Lidgard, who are your offensive juggernauts, are playing free safeties, and a 2-deep free safety. Rackley hit some kid so hard from Glendale, they didn't want to play the rest of the game. It was like, I'm done with that. And those are the kind of kids you want because they love the game physicality, not just scoring the touchdowns. They want to hit people.
I've got to listen to some of the broadcasts you and Reed and Paul have done. And the one thing that has struck me, if you're a coach and you're getting ready to play West Plains, first thing you have to do is devise a defense that can try to slow Lidgard down. That's number one. But what you just talked about, I've noticed hearing a lot of different kids' names on offense, which makes it tougher on the defense and makes it easier for Braden Lidgard. And if Braden Lidgard, that may help him stay a little fresher as the game goes on. So, that kid has had just an unbelievable career. But they haven't had, it sounds to me like at least, they haven't had to ride him every week. He's, and I was kind of afraid. Think how many hits he has taken since he was a sophomore as a starter for this football team and up to his senior year. And you worry that maybe his senior year that he may reach the breaking point at some point. But it's amazing, isn't it, Travis, that he is not a real big kid, that he has taken the kind of punishment that he has taken over these last 3 years and has generally remained pretty healthy.
Yes, he has, and this year they came out with a brand-new offensive line, lost every single offensive line from last year, but yet coming out, and Lidgard's not only the kind of kid that can take a hit, he will give a hit. I mean, for years his nickname has been Smash. That's what they call him because he'll run you over. And then the other thing that West Plains does so well preparing, one weekend Lidgard's back there as a running back, the next week he's an H-back, then he's out here as a receiver. They just switch it up, and I can't imagine being a defensive coordinator and having to try to prepare for that.
The Zizzers are lined up to kick from right to left. Fair skies, 47 degrees. Here's the voice of the Zizzers, Mr. Travis Smith.
Keller gets set to kick. Low line drive goes down to about the 27-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10.
Brought to you by RVS Bank in West Plains. Be sure to think of them for all your personal and commercial banking needs. Go in there and say hi to Joyce, one of the nicest people in the world.
Isn't she? And that's another thing, all our sponsors. Please, when you see our sponsors, tell them thank you for delivering Zizzer football this year. Talking about Zizzer football, what I really like is how you guys this year, Harlan, have also come out with the internet and watch it on TV and stuff. It's amazing how many people are watching Zizzer football tonight.
All over the
country.
And the world, for that matter.
Yeah. Neosho comes out. They've got the black pants and the white jerseys and the black helmets. They have just a regular pro formation offense. Tight end off the left. They give the fullback right up the middle. He gets maybe a yard. Credit that Zizzer defense because it's going to be 2nd and 9. And, Harlan, that's what you got to do on defense is establish yourself right off the bat.
And if you're Neosho, one of the things that you want to do is hold on to the football because as long as you have the football, West Plains can't score touchdowns. So if Neosho's only chance to me tonight is time of possession, snap the ball as many times as possible and keep it away from West Plains.
Ball control, ball control, ball control. Once again, they come out with a pro formation tied in the left side. Fullback. Now the quarterback pitches out to the tailback who gets to the 25. He's there to the 30. Cornerback comes up and lays a great stick. That is Caden Parker. And Harlan Parker has just progressed as a football player this year and gets better each week.
That was Talon Mitchell, a running back, 5'9", 150 pounds. And he did not get to the corner nearly quick enough. And West Plains, until Neosho shows that they are going to or have the ability to throw the ball, Zizzers are going to read run, and they're going to come hard and fast.
Jonathan Bibb, playing that cornerback position, did a good job forcing the running back inside. Now, quarterback in a shotgun formation, takes the snap, looks like he wants to throw. Pressure comes, and he's going to be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll lose 2 yards. Zizzers make it 4th down and 8. Good defensive stop to come out and start this first series.
58 on the stop for West Plains. On the sack that time, Aiden Holt really made a good play, and the pocket collapsed around the quarterback. He had nowhere to run, and now West Plains, Travis, you get the football around midfield.
Parker, too, has done talk about him progressing as a football player. He's going to be back there to receive. He's on the 35-yard line. Short punt, going to fall in front of Parker. Hit about the 40. He's just going to get away from it. Yeah, takes a Neosho Wildcat roll all the way down to the 31-yard line where Zizzers take over 1st and 10.
41-yard punt, no return. So that was about as good as Neosho could hope for. So the Zizzers take it 1st down and 10 at their own 31-yard line, and they'll line up on the ball and get ready to roll. 1st down brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. Has all your residential, commercial, or agricultural concrete and rock needs, and here we go.
Zizzers come out, empty formation, 3 receivers off to the right. Now Lidgard comes back, stands right beside Rackley. They give to Lidgard up the middle. He's at the 35, the 40, looking to break it outside, gets to the 45, and on the very first play gets about a 14-yard gain, and that's a Zizzer 1st down, and Harlan, that's what you like to see.
1st down brought to you by SMP Quality Auto Glass on South 63 Highway for repair or replacement. They just asked, show us your crack. You know, one thing that Lidgard makes him so good is he just doesn't go full bore into the line.
Yes.
He takes his time, he'll read, and then, boy, when he sees that gap, he is through it.
He trusts his offensive lineman to make the blocks, and then he goes. Now Seeley goes in motion. They're going to hand to Lidgard off to the right side. He's at the 40, the 45, the 50. Gets across to the 47-yard line. About 7 yards on the carry, 2nd and 3. And Harlan, that's a great point. A lot of times with West Plains, we'll do a lot of pulling guards. He'll just stay right on him until he sees that hole.
7-yard gain on that play. Now to 47 of Neosho. The Zizzers are moving. 2nd down and 3.
Lidgard now comes out as a split, but they throw the right side. It's caught at the 45. Comes out, and they'll get all the way down to the 42-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Zizzers.
And brought to you by Brad Guffey Motors. For all your automotive needs, stop and see the good folks on Porter Wagner Boulevard today.
That last catch by Marchuk. Good grab by him. 42, Washington. Now, Harlan, talk about a kid that's been everywhere this year. He's played offensive guard. He's played the H-back. He's played a wide receiver, defensive end, and linebacker. Now they give to Lidgard right up the middle. He's at the 45, gets across to the 39-yard line, 4 yards on the carry, 2nd and 6. And this is what we want to do. You talked about Neosho taking time off the ball. Long, sustained drives. Don't let the opposition get the ball.
You know, this offense that West Plains runs is almost like a full-court press in basketball because it puts pressure on the defense. They don't let up.
And you'll see a lot of times towards the end of the game, that really wears down the defense. Now they give to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 43 looking for a hole. Gets past the 30, gets past the 20, down to the 15, all the way down to the 12-yard line. What a run by Lidgard. Gets it in the red zone. That's another Zizzer 1st down.
27 yards for Lidgard on that play. 1st down brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Kirk Nettles. Stop by his office in the Imperial Center and see what he can do for you. And there's another perfect example of Lidgard waiting for his block. Waited for his blocking, and when he got the lane, there he went.
He uses that speed and gets in. Heselton now, 23, makes a good block up the middle. Lidgard goes up the middle, gets down to about the 8-yard line. We'll give him 4 yards on the carry. Going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Zizzers.
Boy, we should, again, give some credit to that offensive line.
Oh, my.
We've seen 3 plays they've run with Lidgard here on this particular drive where the blocking just couldn't have been any better. And, boy, Lidgard doesn't need much room. I mean, you give him a crack, he's going to get through it.
He's going to go. Now Rackley sends a man in motion. That is Heselton. He's going to go in for his 1st touchdown ever. That's number 23, Heston Miller. And he is a freshman, and you talk about a kid that's got some speed. Love to see him get the ball. It was 4 years ago we saw Lidgard score his 1st touchdown as a freshman. And Harlan, I like the way they get these young guys involved. He goes in untouched.
That's what I was going to say. 9 yards for the touchdown run, and that comes at 7:36 of the 1st quarter, and the Zizzers made that look pretty easy.
Rackley will hold tonight as Ackerson is injured. Keller set to kick. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. Zizzers on top, 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Hi, Hi, it's Shelley with West Plains Roofing to talk to you about Colt's RV and Campers. Colt specializes in roof replacement, roof repairs, and power washing RVs and campers. He can also fix that annoying leak that you may have been putting off so you can always camp in comfort. Call 417-274-4284. That's 417-274-4284 for Colt's RV and Campers. At West Plains Roofing, our family has protected all you work for since 1968. Take the work off your shoulders. Call Colt's RV and Campers today.
You don't have to make the trip to the big city to do your shopping. Just think for a minute. Southern Hills Shopping Center in West Plains has all the choices you need. They have everything you need. Clothing, home decor, jewelry, outdoor gear, flooring. How about sending those care packages, pet supplies, getting ready for a party, and even getting pampered? After all that shopping, have lunch or dinner. Save money, save time, and shop local at Southern Hills Shopping Center, West Plains.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Harlan and Travis back here from Zizzer Stadium. Zizzers on top, 7-0. 7:36 left to go here in the first quarter. Keller gets set to kick. Low line drive comes down to the 25-yard line. Fielded there, man tries to get outside, and that's special teams, coached by Greg Dixon, always around the football. He gets maybe 2 yards. Neosho takes over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
Weston Durman, the return, a senior wide receiver, 5'10", 150, and he thought for a second he had some room, but he thought wrong. First down for Neosho. It's brought to you by, Southern Hills Shopping Center, where you'll find everything for something for everyone, every time, every day.
Go see him down there. Neosho comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got a tight end to the left side, 2 receivers to the right, 1 fullback and 1 tailback in an I formation. Neosho wants to throw, caught at the 25. He makes 1 man miss, but he doesn't make 2 man miss as Parker comes up and says, I'm going to clean this up. And Harlan, they may have got 1 yard on that play.
Brett Kammerer, the reception that time, a senior wide receiver. There was nowhere for him to go. West Plains really quick defensively in reacting to the ball.
You're always going to see 3 to 4 of those guys rushing, and that's one thing West Plains defense philosophy is. Get back there quick. You know, the old school football, you had these great big guys. Now you've got the guys who are 5'10", 5'11", weigh 180 pounds, but they get in the backfield and quickly. Neosho comes to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand to the tailback off to the left side. He gets maybe a yard. 1 yard as there are 4 Zizzers all over the place, and that defense is just swarming, led there by your man 58, Aiden Holt.
And also for West Plains on the tackle that time, getting up off the bottom of the pile was Brady Robbins. He has had a good year this year. I know I've been following that closely. He's had a good year for the Zizzers.
Robbins is one of those kids that can play offense, defense. He just has a nose for the football. When we had him when I was freshman coach, and he was not fooled in any way, shape, or form. 5-man defensive front for the Zizzers. Neosho wants to throw, has a man in his face, caught at the 32, gets across the 35, 40, all the way down to the 47-yard line. Nice play by the Wildcats. It's going to be their first down of the evening.
And a first down brought to you by Monty's Outdoors in the Southern Hills Center, your outdoor store for fishing, hunting, and so much more. That was the best play that we've seen Neosho run tonight. That was well conceived, and they got the back open coming out of the backfield around the left side.
If they are going to be successful on offense, that's the thing they've got to do, Harlan, is throw those quick passes, because you talked about how quickly those defensive linemen are getting in the backfield. Neosho on their own 45-yard line. They have a wingman to the right, a tailback to the left. Quarterback ball is snapped over his head. He's going to fall on it all the way back to the 26-yard line. Goes over his head. That is a huge, huge play for the Zizzer defense.
17-yard loss on that play on the high snap to the quarterback. So now Neosho, after all the good they did on the play before that, gets wiped out and then some. And now they are really in a hole. Second down now and 27 for a first down.
You mentioned they can't have any kind of turnovers tonight. You cannot make mistakes like that against the Zizzers. Ball on the 28. They come out with a trips formation to the wide side of the field. Quarterback in shotgun. He wants to throw. He's looking down the field. Has a little bit of pressure. Now rolls to his right. More pressure coming. Dumps it off. Caught at the 35. Now out of his hands. Harlan, he had a lot of green in front of him. That's one of those things where he's thinking about running down the field before he secured the football.
Dakota Bach or Nakota Bach, the intended receiver, senior wide receiver, 6 foot, 160-pounder. Boy, he had some room. The pass was high, but it looked like he might be able to pull that in with one hand. But I think had he caught the ball, boy, West Plains again, they really react so well. If you're Neosho, the one thing that you have to admit is they are way quicker than Neosho's offense is. So what do? You try misdirection and try to make that speed work against them a little bit.
Slow him down a little bit. Great point. I formation. Quarterback now rolls to his right, again, looking downfield, and he's got a man open at the 50, and it's caught this time all the way down to the 48. Long pass of about 25 yards, but Harlan, they're still 3 yards short.
Brady Franklin, the receiver that time for the Wildcats. Then the one thing that if there's, you look for trends in a ball game, well, they're going to give him a great mark. He is only a yard shy of the first down. If you're Neosho, what you got to lose? I mean,
nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So Zizzer defense is going to have to cinch it up and stop. 4th down and 1. And we're seeing Neosho have a little bit of success rolling out of the pocket and finding people short and now long down the field.
Big thing here is you tell your defensive line, watch that football because they'll try to draw you off sides. Quarterback's under center. They just give to the fullback right up the middle. No, quarterback keeps it 40, 35, 30. He's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchdown and answers that. Ooh, that is one of those things so many people were concentrating on the fullback, Harlan. Quarterback just kept it. Very nice read by the quarterback.
Gage Kelly made a terrific fake up the middle that time. And speaking of quickness, sometimes quickness works against you. West Plains reacted immediately. Everybody reacted to the fake. And so it turns into a 46-yard touchdown run. And suddenly, Mr. Smith, we have a football game again.
Close game. Neosho. We're going to wait the snap. 4:19 here to go in the first quarter. Extra point team is on the field. Here's the snap. Here's the hold. Here's the kick. It is a terrible kick, but it's good enough. No, it's not good, Harlan. 7-6. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Providing commercial and residential electrical connection, Long Electric in West Plains specializes in repairs as basic as receptacle replacement and ceiling fan installation to advanced installations such as kitchen lighting, panel upgrades, whole home surge protection, and planning stages of construction. Long Electric's customer commitment is call-ahead scheduling, upfront pricing, and 24/7 emergency demands. Long Electric, bringing the power to you at 293-6884. When things go wrong, call Long and look for the man in the white and blue van.
West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology, they have expanded their services once again to better serve you. They have invested in technology and now can produce and program keys for even more hard-to-key vehicles like some BMWs, Toyota, Mini Cooper, and more. And they can retrieve the keypad information for Ford vehicles. So if you are having trouble getting keys made for your vehicle, call West Plains Lock and Key, 256-8862, where tradition meets technology. That's West Plains Lock and Key.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan and Travis back here at Zizzer Stadium, where the Zizzers lead 7-6 after a missed extra point by the Wildcats. Ball is lined up at the 40. Kick is a high pooch, going to come down about the 30. Field there by Parker. Parker lunges to the right, looking for a hole up the middle. He's got one man to beat. He gets by him, and he is tackled by that man, but he gets a return, Harlan, all the way down to the Neosho Wildcat 36-yard line. Great field possession to start this second series.
And anytime you see a return like that, there was some really good blocking, and he had a lane up the middle, not to the side, but up the middle of the field. And if you can turn it upfield and get speed, I mean, you can really make a big play. And that's what happened there. So they'll have it at the 40. First down brought to you by KT Roofing. Place to call for all your roofing needs. Call Kevin, 417-256-3016. He is a Zizzer alum.
Setting up that last block was number 32, the sophomore, Tristan Clark. Zizzers come out, two receivers to the short side of the field. Quarterback in the pistol. Now Rackley wants to throw, has a little bit of pressure, wants to roll right, rolls back left, puts the ball up in the air, and it is caught for a second by Washington, then dropped. Incomplete. I love the play call. Just got to go through and catch the football.
Man alive, that was a super throw. Connor Rackley switched directions in the backfield twice, and when he switched the last time, I think he didn't anticipate. He had a Wildcat really bearing down on him, and he did a great job of quickly planting and throwing that ball exactly where it needed to be really close. Now it's 2nd down and 10 from the 40 of Neosho.
Rackley has just gotten better and better as a quarterback, putting that ball where it needs to be. Now, they're going to give handoff to Lidgard at the 40. Lidgard gets across the 38, maybe a yard on the play, going to be 3rd and 9. And you don't see that happen very often where a defense contains Lidgard like that.
And the first guy to hit him makes the tackle. That is fairly rare. Sam Sullivan. 6'3", outside linebacker, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's big enough to tackle someone, and he made a good play on that play. 3rd down and 9 for West Plains from the 39 of the Wildcats.
Now Rackley in that pistol formation, which means he's about 4 yards behind the center. He has Lidgard right behind him, and he's got Miller. Miller now gets in that H-back position. They're going to give the Lidgard same play. 40, 35, 30. This time he just runs over people, and that's why they call him Smash, and gets a 1st down for the Zizzers.
That 1st down is brought to you by Captain D's. It was Zach and the crew at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen at Southern Hill Shopping Center. Ouch. Wow. You talk about delivering a blow right there. That's what we saw, is he just put the wood to Weston Derman in the secondary. Weston's going to have to get a little lower than that.
Yes, they are. I mean, that's one thing with Lidgard. He will run you over. Now Lidgard goes in motion. He's right beside Rackley. They're going to fake to him. Rackley's going to keep it. Rackley gets maybe a yard on the play. They've had some success with that play. It's basically just kind of a read. But, however, the Wildcats read it well themselves. And now it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Zizzers.
Marcus Duncan, a sophomore, 6', 175-pound defensive end, made the play that time, and Neosho made a good stop. Now it's 2nd down, long 8.
Seeley will be the H-back, and then we have 3 receivers to the right. Now Seeley right beside Rack. They'll fake to Seeley, throw out here in the flat. Called at the 28, gets down to the 20. There goes Lidgard all the way past the 10, the 5, out about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Zizzers.
And that 1st down brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend and 6 convenient area locations to better serve you. And there was a great example of why it's so important for wide receivers to block, because his block sprung Lidgard that time.
That is, West Plains wide receivers this year have been so good at doing that for Lidgard. Now they give to Lidgard. He's at the 5, tries to get to the outside, across the goal line, going to be stopped so short. And Harlan, these receivers have been taught, you've got a guy like Lidgard. He could break it out anytime, hold your blocks for 3 to 4 seconds, and that's another reason he's been so successful. He's got great blocking.
That's the difference sometimes between a 3-yard gain and a touchdown.
Yes, it is. Good blocking for the Zizzers. Zizzers in their red jerseys and the black helmet. Rackley looks over the sideline, gets the play. 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Rackley awaits a snap. He gives to Lidgard. Lidgard goes over the left side, and that's going to be a 2nd touchdown for Lidgard as he's across the plane. Good blocking that time by number 66, Jalen James, off to the left side, because he just caved down that defensive end and let Lidgard go in for the go-ahead score.
Some teams that run the spread offense have a little bit of trouble when they get inside the 5-yard line. It helps to have someone like Braden Lidgard to hand the ball to, though.
Extra point coming up. Here's the snap. Here's the hold. Here's the kick. It is blocked, unfortunately. So now Zizzer's third. No, what happened on that? Tell me.
The block came back to the kicker. He passed the ball forward, but it's going to be called an illegal pass, so the play was dead.
So 13-6 with 1:49 left to go here in the first quarter. West Plains on top. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Hungry? Well, if you got a craving for fish, choose Captain D's Seafood in West Plains. Captain D's has all the menu choices your family will love. Dine in or drive through carryout. For lunch or dinner, Captain D's is a winner. And don't forget, every Wednesday is Senior Day with 5 menu items for just $4.99 for all seniors at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen, located in the Southern Hill Shopping Center on Preacher Row in West Plains.
The year 1986, the first district championship for the Zizzers. Kevin Tyler kicked the field goal to give the Zizzers a 3-0 win. Ah, the memories. Now Kevin Tyler is protecting the memories you make in your home with KT Roofing. KT Roofing specializes in all roof types, metal roofs, shingles, flat roofs, and now doing 6-inch gutters. KT Roofing has the area's largest labor warranty, so call Kevin today, 417-256-3016. For all your roofing needs, call KT.
You have made preparations for deer season. Put up the stands, sighted in your rifle, gathered supplies for deer camp, and loaded up the side-by-side. What, you don't have a side-by-side? You need to get to Outpost Motorsports by the Civic Center in downtown West Plains and get a Hisun side-by-side. Hisun is the fastest-growing side-by-side company in the nation. All Hisuns come equipped with a top, windshield, and winch, and the Outpost financing options make it easy. Get to the side-by-side headquarters today or online at outpostmotorsports.com. Outpost Motorsports. Do deer season right this year.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan Travis back here at Zizzer Stadium. 1.5 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Score tied 13-6. Both teams on their last possessions on the extra point try has missed, and that's what made it 13-6. And then Harlan, Neosho got a penalty on that kickoff return, so they'll start from their own 24-yard line.
That was nearly a disaster, a low-line drive that Brett Kammerer picked up on his one and turned it into a good return out to the about 34-yard line, but it's backed up after the tackle was made on the play by 54 for West Plains, and that was Kyler Stowers.
Good job by Stowers. Quarterback going to do a very quick handoff to the fullback, not going anywhere. Gets maybe a yard. And that's the same play that they ran last time where the quarterback got the touchdown. But this time, Harlan, he gives to the fullback, and West Plains responds well.
That and Travis, for a play to work like it did for their quarterback earlier, Gage Kelly, when he scored on that 46-yard touchdown run, you have to set that play up. You've got to be willing to run that ball between the guards and maybe not do much, but you got to run that so they'll honor that fake when they run that play.
Just like a game of chess. I formation once again, quarterback under center. Quick pitch to the tailback. Now he cuts back to the inside, gets about to the 30-yard line, 4-yard carry. And Harlan, that's such a good point. As a coach, you want to set up plays, and sometimes it's just about running a play to see how the defense reacts to it and how they read to it.
29 on the stop for the Zizzers. Titus Seeley, who has a great head of hair.
Yes, he does. We talked about that last week. Titus got a face mask, and you could tell it all the way from up here because you saw that head whipping around like a mop in the sky. Split backs in the backfield, quarterback under center. They give to the fullback right up the middle, and he is met immediately by Washington. Now it's going to be about 4th down and 4. And while the Wildcats went for it last time, Harlan, I think they'll probably punt here.
Discretion, the better part of valor, I think is how the phrase goes, and they'll punt the ball away. And, you know, this was one of those drives that Neosho wants to try to avoid, and that is 3 and out, because you're going to give the Zizzers another crack at it, and they've shown they can move the ball here tonight.
And time is going to run out in the first quarter, so we'll be back. As Zizzers on top, 13-6, we'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Did the Smiths pay their rent yet?
Oh, not for a few months.
What? Why not? Where is their lease at?
Well, I thought he was a good old boy, and we just shook hands.
What? You of all people know that a handshake isn't what it used to be.
Tenants come in all shapes and sizes. That's why you need Chris at the Fisher Law Firm for all of your real estate needs. Located in the Ozark Small Business Incubator, West Plains. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Whether you drive the very smallest of cars or a big rig, there's one name you need to remember: Bracket Service Center. They can fix them all, from general maintenance to biggest of jobs. Bracket Service Center in West Plains can get the job done. If you break down, Bracket offers 24-hour roadside assistance. For your personal car to your whole company fleet, see Bracket Service Center, 1630 Freedom Drive in West Plains, online at bracketroadservice.com or call 256-2663.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan and Travis back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top 13-6. High punt. Nobody's going to return it. It's going to be down to about the 44-yard line. The Zizzers and Harlan. One thing with the play like that, you've got to tell the receiving team, stay away from the football. There are about 2 or 3 Zizzers on that last thing that were trying to block, and actually the ball was very close to them. And if that ball touches you, it becomes a live ball.
23-yard punt. Not much of a punt, but no return. First down brought to you by Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, where you can find all you need to stay at home from the folks at home.
Now this time Rack has an empty formation. As soon as I say that, they get Seeley right back there. They give to Seeley at the 45, comes up to the 50. Seeley gets about 5 yards, and this year, Seeley has just done an excellent job filling in there at running back and being able to get that 4 to 5 yards of carry.
And that was just straight at the defense that time. Sometimes people that don't watch football must say, why are you running straight into him? Well, that's the shortest distance between 2 points.
Amen. Especially if you have an aggressive defense, run right by them. This time they get to Lidgard on the sweep. Lidgard around the 50, 45, 40, gets all the way down to the 32-yard line. That is another Zizzer first down.
18 yards and a first down brought to you by the Fisher Law Firm located in the Osby Building in beautiful downtown West Plains, America.
If you haven't checked out that Osby, folks, go by.
It's amazing.
They've got some space available. Talked to Heather this week. Trips formation for the Zizzers. Rackley rolls to his right, puts the ball up in the air. Looks like it was caught there by Parker, but not much of a gain. Or did he come up with it?
No, he did not.
Okay, he dropped it, incomplete pass.
So I'll bring up second down. It looked like defense was up to the short side of the field. That's always kind of a dicey play. That ball was forced a little bit. Now it's second down and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Zizzers. 2 receivers split to the left. Sends a man in motion over to the right. Rackley waits the snap. Now he's going to give to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 35, gets up to the 30, starts bouncing outside. He's getting all the way down there, the 15, 12-yard line. First down, however, there's a flag down on the field.
And that's going to come back because it's right at the line of scrimmage, and most of the time that'll be a holding call. I've noticed that, and not seen West Plains so far this year, but it's pretty normal to see not one but 2 players pull whenever Lidgard takes it around the corner, and it is going to be illegal use of hands against West Plains, so that play is going to come back. But it reminds me of the Washington Redskins back when George Allen was their head coach, and you'd see them pull for John Riggins and running backs like that back in those days. Boy, that was a load when you'd have those 2 big linemen leading a guy that was about 245 and could run like the wind.
Well, and the theory was basically, too, you have to be able to run like the wind because you're leaving 2 people unblocked, but you run away from the play.
Right.
And think if a lineman can catch a running back, we need a different running back.
Good.
Now, handoff is up the middle. Good spin to get out of 1 tackle. He's at the 44, gets across to the 40-yard line. 5 yards on there. Nice run by Seeley.
That was a really physical run. I mean, 5 yards and, well, we can't say a cloud of dust, but a cloud of rubber pellets flying up as Seeley made the run. Boy, he is a physical player.
So many times, too, you'll see that, too, of like you see a Zizzer hit at the line of scrimmage or right behind the line of scrimmage, and they just keep pounding away. Third down and about 17 now for the Zizzers. Rackley wants to throw. Tried to set up a screen, and it's set up beautifully. Caught at the 40, 35, down to the 30. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be about 4th and 10. But the Zizzers, this year, Harlan, they roll the dice a lot on 4th down.
Yeah, I would give credit to Neosho's defense there because I thought that play was really set up well over there on the left side, and I thought they were going to get a lot more than that. But the secondary for Neosho reacted very well, and it looks like we may have – no, there's no penalty on the play. So now it's going to be 4th down and 10. And what's it going to be here on 4th down?
Now they are going to knock it back.
Oh, they are? Okay.
All the way back to the 42-yard line. That hurts. Holding against the Zizzers. Trips formation for West Plains. 1 receiver out to the left. That's Lidgard. Rackley. He stands on about his own 47. Gets Lidgard to come in motion. Wants to throw big pressure put on by the Wildcats. Puts the ball up into the air, and he's just going to do the wise thing. Throw it out of bounds. However, that's going to be a turnover. Nope, now it's going to be 4th down.
So, that's hard for some quarterbacks to do. You've got to just reconcile in your mind there's times, regardless of the down distance, whatever, that you cannot throw that ball downfield. You throw it away, give yourself a chance on 4th down. Maybe here, pin them deep if you want to line up and punt.
Yeah, well, and what a great point, too. And Rackley has matured so much over the years by not forcing it. And a lot of times either here, Lidgard can do this quick punt, which they do. Nice high punt. Going to come down and hit about the 15. Try to get it. Oh, goes into the end zone. Great effort there. However, Neosho's going to get it at their 20-yard line where they take over 1st and 10.
42-yard punt on the play and no return. And That has to really be a confidence boost for Neosho. And for them to stay in this game, they're going to have things happen for them, like penalties and, maybe even turnovers. But now that, they're looking up at it, they're down by a score. But we're in the second quarter, and they're still in the game.
They're still in the game. I mean, doing very well. And the longer you keep a team like this in the game, the more they believe they can win.
Well, I saw that last week. Houston beat Liberty. Same sort of thing happened there.
2 receivers out to the left for the Wildcats. They are going to give the ball to the running back off the right side, and Harlan, he gets nowhere. This defensive line tonight for the Zizzers is excellent at getting penetration.
Again, running right at the middle of the Zizzer defense, and the fullback has got to be getting a little bit tired of this already, but like we say, they run a lot of different stuff off of this, either faking to or handing to the fullback, and the fake opens up their option play and opens up the quarterback to run the football.
You got to run one to set up the other. Quarterback's going to read to see how the defense reacts. Now, 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. 2 running backs in the backfield, split backfield. Quarterback wants to hand off to the running back right up the middle, and he has nowhere to go. That defensive line once again makes a stop. May have got 1 yard. Going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Wildcats.
Wildcats have some size up front.
Yes.
They've got, I was noticing their left guard, who goes about 250, 260. They've got some size up front. But I'll tell you what, it's not just about how big you are, it's how strong you are. And West Plains' strength has been a strength for them over the past few seasons.
Yes, they have. That's one thing Coach Harry established in the weight room and stuff, and they focus on that on a daily basis. 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 20. Standard pro I formation, quarterback under center. He's going to roll out to his left side looking for a man. Nobody's open, so he puts the ball up into the air, almost picked off. However, caught.
What a catch.
Yes. All the way down to the 40-yard line. I thought we were going to get an interception. Instead, that's a 1st down for the Wildcats.
A 20-yard pickup on the play. That 1st down is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, your local trained dealer and provider of geocomfort, geothermal heating and cooling systems, and some of the best customer service that you'll ever get from Butler Heating and Air. What a play by Weston Derman on a sliding catch, picking up 20 and giving the Wildcats a 1st down.
And the quarterback for Neosho does a good job of not trying to force it either. Waits for a man to get open. Now, split backs in the backfield. They fake to the fullback. Quarterback keeps it, and he gets 11 yards on the carry. Depends on the spot. Same play he scored the touchdown on. They just fake to the fullback. He runs outside the defensive end. They're past midfield, and that's another Wildcat 1st down.
Brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology, commercial, residential, or auto. They can help. And again, that's why they run that poor fullback right into the middle of the defense, and he takes some punishment and allows their offense to do other stuff.
Got to get your defensive end to take 1 step across the line of scrimmage and make sure that quarterback doesn't get by you. Tight end to the right side. Quarterback wants to hand off tackle to the tailback. He gets across the 45, down to the 43, 6 yards on the carry, 2nd and 6, and Neosho's got a nice drive going here.
Talon Mitchell, the running back that time, took the carry. They picked up nice yardage. He gets up a little bit hobbled on the play. And so I'll tell you, Travis, Neosho has got to be gaining some confidence here as the first half goes on.
They're in the game right now, just down by 1 score. 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Both split out well. They give to the fullback right up the middle. No, they don't. They fake it, and this time Washington heeds the call, and he tackles the quarterback 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage on that option, and that's the way you play assignment football right there, Harlan.
Gage Kelly, the quarterback, made a fatal mistake on that play. They ran the option, and as a quarterback on the option, you have to go straight down the line of scrimmage. If you float back 4 or 5 yards deep, that is the beginning of the end of the play, and that's what happened to them right there. Kelly got caught in no man's land, couldn't pitch it, couldn't run it, and he has a loss on the play. Now, 3rd down and 8, that was a big play for the West Plains defense.
A big play for the defense. They're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
The forensic analyst searched for clues to the house fire.
Could that be
Starch? Suddenly it came together. The fire was started by
an over-microwaved potato?
Covered July 25th, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey everyone, this is Kirk Nettles. Call me at 256-2425 for a quote today.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Harlan and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top 13-6, but Harlan, Neosho's got a nice drive going on this series.
It is a kind of a big play in the game because if the Zizzers can hold them here to a relatively short gain, that would force Neosho to punt the ball. If Neosho, they don't have to get the first down here. If they can get it down the 42-yard line or something like that, then they go for it, and they have a chance to keep this drive going.
2-down territory probably if they get good yardage on this play. I formation for the Wildcats. Tight end on the left. Quarterback fakes the handoff, wants to put the ball up in the air. Nice throw, but even better defense by the Zizzer. Are they going to say he caught that, Harlan?
No, he did not catch that. That was a really good job of closing on the play, and I was trying to get in. Parker really closed on that pass very well. So now Neosho has 4th down and 8 at the West Plains 48-yard line. They cannot afford to give the ball to West Plains on a short field here. So they're going to punt, and let's see if they punt the ball away, maybe try to punt it away from the deep guy.
And Parker stands about his 15. The Neosho punter's not kicked it very far on his first 2 punts. Here's the snap. It's on the ground. Nice pressure. Going to hit about the 22-yard line. Parker's going to stay away from it. It keeps rolling and keeps rolling all the way down to the 9-yard line. Zizzers take over 1st and 10, and they're going to have 91 yards to go to hit pay dirt.
39-yard punt, no return on the play, and that was close. It turned out to be a good punt, but it was nearly disaster because of the fumble of the snap there in the backfield. First down brought to you by State Farm agent Justin Shelby in both West Plains and Houston for all your insurance needs in one spot.
Goes here, good buddy, Justin Shelton. One thing, too, that West Plains has done this year, which I've been very proud of Coach Womack and Coach Perkins. A lot of times you'll see them backed up this close to the end zone, and they might take a shot here on the very first play. 2 receivers off to the short side of the field, 1 to the right. That's Colt Hickson. They're going to fake the handoff and throw to Colt Hickson. Colt made a good effort on the play, but drops the football incomplete. I like the play call, but you got to catch the football.
Well, just, you have to keep the defense loose now that they know that you're willing to throw the ball from down there. That opens up the running game a little bit more because they can't just assume that you're going to run the ball when you're deep in your own end.
Washington 42 comes off the field. He's acting gingerly. 2 receivers off to the wide side of the field. Here's the snap. They give to Lidgard up the middle. Lidgard takes his patience, gets about 4 yards on the carry, so now it's going to be about 3rd down and 5 for the Zizzers. 6 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. West Plains on top, 13-6.
Remember in the old days in college football, especially the SEC, they wear those tearaway jerseys. Lidgard would have probably another 800 yards.
If he had the tearaway
If he had a
jersey.
tearaway.
Oh, Earl Campbell. Used to love him watching. And there is a good example of Lidgard getting hit the line of scrimmage and gets out of 1 tackle, gets about 4 more yards, going to be very close to the spot, but I think he's going to be about a half yard short, Harlan. Once again, Neosho's defense keeping him in the football game.
There'll be a measurement, and this will give West Plains time to think a little bit here. I'd be surprised if they did go for it because, if something happens and you give them the ball back right there, well, you're giving them a gift with the football down inside the 20-yard line. So
yeah, and Neosho's 1 score was made on that long play. Don't give them the ball this deep in this territory. A lot of times what Coach Perkins will do is get the offensive line up and try, but it doesn't make any difference on this one because the spot was good, so it's a 1st down for the Zizzers.
First down brought to you by Norman Orr Office Supply, where for over 40 years we've built our company based on your needs. You remember what Bum Phillips said about Earl Campbell?
What did he say?
They said, Bum, he gets up awful slow. Bum said, well, he goes down awful slow.
Amen. I love Bum Phillips. Son Wade does a good job now in the NFL as well. Give to Lidgard up the middle. Lidgard at the 20 gets 3 yards up to the 23-yard line. Earl Campbell. You know what's cool about these young kids, too? They know who those players are.
That is really neat.
I noticed that 40, Connor Lair had his foot hurt this year, and they were taking pictures of all the players. They had a Lyle Zato jersey.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah, Lyle Zato. 3 receivers off to the right side, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Rackley. Ball at the 23-yard line. Rackley wants to throw to Lidgard. Lidgard catches it. Lidgard gets across the 25, maybe up to the 27. You made a good point. This Neosho defensive backfield does a good job of containment.
They do. And something that West Plains has not done yet tonight is try to stretch the field out. And I'm sure that Coach Perkins in the back of his mind is thinking, when do we zap them and try to catch them coming up, fake a little out pass like that, and then down the other side you may have somebody running a post pattern.
Well, we've already seen Miller score the first touchdown. He is the second fastest guy on the team behind Lidgard. Parker pretty fast as well. Now they hand to Lidgard. Lidgard's hitting the backfield, but he puts his head down, gets maybe 1 yard, and unfortunately, Harlan, now it's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Zizzers.
Well, this is tough. I'll tell you what, Neosho's defense against the run has got better here in the second quarter, and now the Zizzers, they're not used to doing this, but they're going to have to line up and punt the ball away. And we're down to the 4:21 mark, Travis, here in the first half, and this is still just a 13-6 football game.
Very close game. Now, one thing here, Coach Dick, special teams coach, might tell his guys, hey, let's see if we can get him to jump. But, however, do not move until the ball snaps. Washington, we talked about how many different positions he can play. He is the punter, and he is a good one. He gets the snap, long punt, going to hit at the 50. Now rolls backwards down to about the 46-yard line where the Wildcats take over 1st and 10.
25-yard punt, first down, brought to you by J&J Recovery for reliable towing and roadside assistance 24/7. Put this number in your phone, 417-256-7628. And Neosho has great field position. They're playing West Plains tonight. West Plains has had a great year, and they're a terrific team. But, again, Neosho is used to playing really good football teams.
Over and over again, and that's what you've got to tell your guys. Do not let these guys stay in this football game. 1st and 10. Aiden Holt, the big defensive tackle, lines up inside looking to make a stop. And they give to the fullback. Now the ball looked like it was on the ground, stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to lose a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. Good penetration by the Zizzer defense.
Hank Stram would have said there's too much leakage on that play if you're on offense. The penetration by West Plains up front. I'll tell you what, from guard to guard, West Plains front is really doing a great job inside, and we've only seen, I think, one play tonight where Neosho was able to pick up, good yardage on a run between the tackles tonight.
2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats. They have 2 receivers come out to the left side. Quarterback going to get under center, I formation. They have a fullback and a tailback. Quick pitch to the tailback off to the right side. He gets maybe 2 yards on the play. Going to be 3rd down and 7, and Harlan Neosho does not mess around. They just pitch it or hand it off, and then they let that running back run up the middle.
Again, sometimes the game is about something other than scoring touchdown. It's about how many times you snap the football, and that's what we're kind of seeing here with Neosho. They may not get a first down here, but they're taking time off the clock, and they're getting closer to going in at halftime. At worst, just down by a score.
Having a chance. 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. West Plains on top, 13-6. This is one of the closest games we've had at home thus far this year. Quarterback fakes, now rolls to his right, and he's going to keep it. Gets off to the right side, gets 4 yards on the carry. Going to be 4th down and short, and however, there is a flag down on the field about the 43-yard line, Harlan.
The referee threw that flag, so that tells me that there's going to be a holding penalty probably, and that is going to be, no, they're going to decline it. That's interesting. Now they're going to try and bait Neosho here. It's 4th down and about 5. Do they want to? No, they're not going to take the bait. They're going to go ahead and punt the football away, which is the smart thing to do for them.
Very smart thing to do, but once again, you still want to tell your defensive line, guys, do not jump.
No.
We see it so many times on the high school. We see it in college and pros, where you get those guys to jump, and it's an automatic 1st down.
Here's a perfect spot for it.
Parker wants to get a return. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It is a nice high punt. Parker's going to catch the 15. Now he runs to the right. Gets a little bit of a hole. Now he's across the 20 down to the 24-yard line. Good job by the Wildcats going down the field. West Plains is going to have about 2 minutes to score here before halftime as they take over 1st and 10 from their own 23.
28-yard kick. First down brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder as the new team physicians, the OMC and the orthopedics team. I wonder how West Plains will attack here. The time is starting to run down a little bit. We're at 2:12. That's plenty of time, so you don't really have to get out of your comfort zone. You can do what you want and see what happens, but there's time left for West Plains to drive from their own 24.
Go down and put some points on the scoreboard. There's Lidgard up the middle. He's at the 30, the 35, all the way up to the 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
14-yard gain on that play by Lidgard. That first down brought to you by the Zizzer Buggy Bath on Porter Wagner. They'll do your laundry, all your laundry except put it away, saving you precious time.
Okay, you've got Heston Miller lined up as a split end over here to the right. They fake to Lidgard, and Neosho is not fooled at all, and that's going to be a sack, 4 yards loss for the West Plains Zizzers.
That was a really good defensive play that time. They got some penetration straight up the middle, and the tackle made in the backfield. So that's going to bring up, that's a big play.
Now Lidgard gets the ball, and he says, you know what, I'll make up for it as I'm across the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35, finally brought down at the 30-yard line. Flag on the play.
Flag at the 47 of West Plains, and that was in the course of the play, and so it's going to be holding against West Plains.
You know, and so many times you see that and you think that's too bad because it was such a great play and a long play, but if it hadn't been for the hold, he probably wouldn't have got down there in the first place.
That's the other side of it. And again, you know, West Plains, they're helping Neosho here.
Yes, they are.
And that's something that they don't want to be doing. I mean, Neosho they won last week. They're only 2-7, but they won. They beat Republic last week, 34-28. So they can obviously score some points. And you're playing with fire the longer they stay in the football game.
Do not let these guys stick around too long. 2 receivers off to the left. Now they've got Colt Hickson off to the right. They're going to hand off up the middle, Lidgard. Lidgard gets across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Going to be 3rd down and 4. 1:20 left to go here in the first half. West Plains on top, 13-6.
7-yard gain for Lidgard that time. West Plains going to hurry up a little bit.
Here's the snap. Give to Lidgard up the middle again. 45, 50, gets across midfield. Nice tackle. That's going to be a first down, but they stop him with only 1 minute left to go here in the first half.
Nice tackle in the secondary by Brady Franklin, a senior defensive back. Their defensive backs have continued to do a really good job.
Yes, they are. Nice technique. They've been coached well. Now, Rackley wants to throw, looking to his right, goes down the middle of the field, thrown to about the 35-yard line. However, it is dropped, and Colt is hitting the ground because he knows he should have got that. The only positive thing is clock is stopped.
Marcus Duncan on the line for Neosho bull rush. I mean, straight up into the blocker for West Plains and just drove him backward into Rackley and put pressure on him, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Ball is about the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. Rackley sends a man in motion. That's Miller. They give to Miller on the jet sweep. Miller, 45, 40. Use that speed, son, and get outside. And he does. Gets all the way down to the 28-yard line. That is the way you run the jet sweep. Use your speed and get to the outside for a Zizzer first down.
And they called the perfect play against that defense. 19-yard game. First down brought to you by Brackett Service Center. General maintenance to major repairs for your vehicle, and they work on diesels as well.
I'm taking 2 Driggs in there so far. Brackets can take care of you. 47 seconds left to go here in the first half. West Plains on top, 13-6, looking to score more. They've got the ball at the Neosho 28-yard line. Rackley wants to throw, looks left. Now he looks right down the middle of the field. It is tapped, almost intercepted. My goodness, Harlan.
That would have been a disaster right there. That would have ended the drive and probably the half. But Neosho secondary came up after that ball was tipped, and that gave the safety a chance to come up and make the play. So now it's 2nd down and 10. 34 seconds to to go until halftime. And this is really a big drive because there's a big difference between a 2-touchdown lead and a 1-touchdown lead for both sides psychologically.
Rackley now has Lidgard lined up right beside him. They give to Lidgard. Lidgard to the 30, 25, tries to get outside Neosho. Once again, that technique, Harlan, they know how to tackle, and they tackle well.
And a timeout's called by West Plains. We're down to 26 seconds to go in the half, and we're almost to the point, I would think, that we're going to see West Plains maybe stretch it a little bit and try to get that ball downfield. But they haven't been able to do that yet tonight.
Well, that last play with or not second to last play with Miller, run that jet sweep and get outside there and stuff.
Right.
Very, very important that you stretch that ball out, because you mentioned earlier, you have one play that you run to set up another one. But Neosho just down by a touchdown, and they're going to believe they can make a difference in this game, Harlan.
And, Neosho, as districts start, teams obviously have to travel, and they, that's a long bus ride over here from Neosho. I want to tell you, that's about 3 hours. And so, these kids have got to give them some credit. They've come off the bus tonight, and they have really competed here in the first half.
Yeah, that's one thing about West Plains. No matter where you go to play or who comes to play us, it's about a minimum of 200 miles round trip.
Right.
To make a trip for 2 West Plains or away. 3rd and 9. Ball on the Wildcat 27-yard line. Rackley, 2 receivers to the left. Now 4 to the right as they send a man in motion. Rackley wants to throw, has pressure, puts the ball up. And dropped about the 20-yard line by Lidgard, and he had a lot of green in front of him.
Connor Rackley was grabbed around the ankles just as he threw the ball, and still the pass was right there, a little high, but that's all, run through the hands of Lidgard. So now it's 4th down from the, 28-yard line with 21 seconds to go, and here we go again on 4th down.
Rackley here, they want to get the first down. That's the most important part, because you still have a little bit of time. Timeout by the referees. They're going to talk it over and see what's going on here. Ball is on the 27-yard line of the Wildcats. 21 seconds here to go in the first half. West Plains on top, 13-6, but they need to get the first down here. 3 receivers off to the right. Miller is the one that stretched out the most. They get Neosho to jump offside by changing that cadence. It's not enough for a first down, but gives you a little bit extra room, Harlan.
That moves it 5 yards up the field. That doesn't sound like much, but now you've got 4th down and about 3 or 4 yards, and that can make. Now you don't have to throw the ball. You can run that jet sweep or run some counter play with Lidgard, and picking up 4 yards with Lidgard is usually not that big a deal.
The key, and that's very, very true. The key is, to try to get, if you're going to run outside, get out of bounds. Miller, the one split man, he is alone on an island out here to the right. Now, they send the man in motion. Rackley keeps himself. Rackley goes up the middle, and it's going to be very, very close to a first down, Harlan. Just depends on the spot.
That's an interesting call right there, because they faked to Lidgard thinking that Neosho was going to follow him. But now is it first down or is it 4th down?
Should be, should have brought the trains out to check it. 17 seconds left to go.
They're going to measure. I think that they thought they called it a first down, but they're going to just make sure.
Because West Plains, that's another thing. They did a good job coming up the line of scrimmage saying, we are ready to run the play.
That was 4th down, so if he didn't make it, it's going to be Neosho ball, but it's close enough to measure.
And Neosho, if they do get it, 17 seconds, they'll have a shot to put the ball up in the air as well as West Plains. Hopefully.
First down.
First down for the Zizzers.
That first down is brought to you by Outpost Motorsports, #1 Heisen side-by-side dealer in the United States. Stop by and let them show you why.
All right. West Plains still 17 seconds left to go here in the first half. We need to put more points up on the board. 2 receivers off to the right. They fake spiking it for whatever. Ball is tipped up in the air. When you fake a spike, that's when you want to run up, not after a timeout.
Right, and so that stops the clock with 10 seconds to go.
Interesting play call.
That was.
Because a lot of times what we're talking about, when they fake that snap, that's when you're trying to stop the clock. Not when the clock has not begun to run yet. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. Quads formation for the Zizzers off to the right.
Condor doing a little Tim Tebow there.
Yes, I love play. The play's a good idea. Dan Marino, one of the first ones to start on that, too. Quads formation off to the right. Ball is at the 18-yard line. Rackley wants to throw. He's got big pressure. Now he rolls out to his left, looking for a man. He's got a man in the end zone. It is caught by the Zizzers. That is a touchdown there. What a play by Rackley to put the ball right in the money. And you want to have points, but however, Harlan, guess what? Mustard on the lettuce. Going to be a penalty.
Oh, my gosh. Boy.
You talked about that the first of the game. You cannot beat yourself in a game like this.
For Neosho to win the game, they're going to have to, I said earlier, they're going to have a little bit of help from West Plains. And, boy, they're getting way too much help the way things are right now.
So now, instead of a touchdown, holding is the call, goes all the way back to the 35-yard line. Zizzer's going to take a timeout, so we'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
You may not need an electrician every day, but when you do, choose SRS Electric in West Plains. Sean and his crew at SRS Electric will get the job done. They're dependable, reliable, and honest. Whether you need a new house wired, you need new light fixtures installed, or just simple repairs, remember SRS Electric. Find out why people recommend SRS Electric in West Plains. Find them on Facebook or call 274-0787.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Harlan Hutchinson and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top 13-6. However, ball is all the way back now, Harlan, the 35-yard line. They had a touchdown, but called back for that penalty.
Well, there's only time for one more play, so you can expect to see Neosho drop back about 8 people deep, and West Plains has got to go for the end zone. That's all they can do right here.
You've got Lidgard lined up out here to the right, Miller to the left. Seeley is the H-back. Rackley stands about his 40-yard line. Here's the snap. 1, 2, 3, has pressure coming. Now Rackley rolling out to his right. Great block put on there, giving Rackley a chance to throw. Rackley is not going to get the ball off now, though, and that's going to end the half. West Plains on top, 13-6. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KDY 102.5.
Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry is here to make your life a little bit easier. Drop off your family's laundry and let them take care of everything but putting it away. It's fast, and you will save so much precious time. Drop it off anytime from 8 to 6, Monday through Friday, and 8 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. If you take care of all the washing and drying yourself, Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry is open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the self-service machines. Give yourself a break and take your laundry to Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry.
Well, we definitely had a spring this year in the Ozarks. All the rain. The farmers are happy with all the grass, but my driveway is a complete and total mess. Or it was until Stewart Morrison Ready Mix came by, brought me gravel to fix my driveway up. They also hooked me up with pea gravel for all my landscaping. So now my driveway looks great and my yard looks great. You get concrete results every time with Stewart Morrison Ready Mix in West Plains. Call them 256-8171.
And there's a flag on the play. Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
What would you do if you could skip your car payments for 90 days? Buy season tickets to your favorite team? Start on a home improvement project? Take a much-needed road trip? Whether you're buying a new car, a new-to-you car, or refinancing the one you have now, Landmark Bank wants you to stop worrying and start making memories. Take advantage of a 90 days no-pay period on qualifying auto loans. Isn't it time you became a Landmark? Apply today at landmarkbank.com.
Landmark Bank, here for you.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. West Plains on top, 13-6, letting the Neosho Wildcats stick around and be part of this game. Our halftime guest tonight, Dr. Jack Randolph. Hey, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Next week, you've been involved. I saw you once on Memorial Day over at the cemetery. You seem to have a lot of involvement with local military around here. What do you have going for Veterans Day?
We have our annual Veterans Day Assembly. It'll be on Monday, November 11th, and we always have breakfast for the vets.
Awesome.
We start feeding them at about 7:15. We say 7:15. Sometimes they show up a little early, but we're ready for them. And we feed till about 8:15, and then about 8:20, 8:30, we move to the gym, and we have our annual big Veterans Day Assembly.
Now, is this, when you talk about the breakfast, if I'm a veteran, want to participate, where do I go and what time?
Go to the high school cafeteria, and it's free, and we'll have biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and sausage, and eggs, and then bacon.
Awesome.
We have a whole full-service breakfast, and our kids serve the veterans that are guests there, which it's just a real tremendous opportunity for our kids to interact with some people. We had about 10 World War II veterans there last year, and where are you going to get that opportunity? You just don't get that. So it's a real living history to have those guys there. Jack McNevin,
best of the best,
class of 42. You can't, if you can't have a good time around Jack, you got a problem. And he's just a piece of history. He's fun to listen to and hear what he has to say and what, all the things he's experienced in his life.
Well, and Jack talks about, I've heard him talk about World War II, and he said, when you signed up, it was just something you did. There wasn't a question about that. We were fighting one of the biggest evils the world has ever seen in Europe. Guys went over there. And McNevin, you hear so much now about people talking about post-traumatic stress syndrome and all that stuff. He was just like, we didn't have time for that. He was like, there was millions of Americans over fighting in Europe and in Africa. And he said, you got 3 meals a day. Jack said, you knew something was bad coming up, or you're going to have a real challenging situation when you were fed steak the night before.
Right. Right. We have another gentleman in town, Mr. Edgeler, who was a colonel, and he told me about 5 years ago that we were walking down the hallway after the assembly, and he says, I was on Okinawa when I heard Roosevelt died. He was serving in the Marine Corps at that time, and Jack was also on Okinawa serving in the Marine Corps. And, we had a gentleman here 2 years ago, Billy Joe Smith, I believe is his name, and he came and spoke, and he fought on Iwo Jima and was in the first wave to go ashore.
Oh, my.
And so just a tremendous history. This year we're going to have a gentleman come to us, and I'm sorry I didn't come prepared.
You're good.
I think it's Anthony Smith is his name, and he's coming, and he was an Iraqi war veteran as a double amputee. Real hero, and he's also a black belt in martial arts now, and he's also participated in triathlons despite his disabilities. He's rose on and rose up from that, and it's just a chance for all of us to thank all the guys that served. And even if you didn't serve in a war zone, if you served, like my dad, he served in the Strategic Air Command in the 50s, and I mean, he made some sacrifices. So everybody did, and we need to remember that and be thankful for what we have. And I just think it's a pleasure to get to know these guys. And I told Jack, he came to like the second game of the year, and I said, I just want you to know it's been a real treasured experience for me to get to know you.
Right.
And I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
So.
and you hear Jack, he said, everybody talks about what they do in some situation, especially now we've got to worry about these crazy mass shootings and stuff. And he said, it's a lot different story when you hear bullets whizzing by your head and it becomes real. This summer, we always like to do a great 4th of July celebration, and we had ours in Douglas County this year, and there was a man, we call him Handsome Ed. Handsome Ed is 96 6 years old, always dressed to the T no matter what, looks his best. And we were watching the fireworks, and Ed said, I remember when those were real. And I said, well, Ed, those are real right there. And he said, no, I remember when those were bombs.
Coming at me.
Yeah, and I was like, sir, I am so sorry. Yes. I felt so silly because, and those guys, the sacrifice you made, I had an uncle who was missing in action in Vietnam. We have to take time because we would not have the things in this country if it wasn't for our United States military.
Well, and I think, too, it's important with a guy, and we're talking a lot about Jack, but there's going to be other guys there that have been in World War II. But the thing about Jack is he was a Zizzer. He graduated in 42. Well, he happened to graduate with a guy named John Hogan. John Hogan was the best citizen in the class 42. And John was on a B-17 bomber that was shot down over Germany, and he was missing for 60 years. They excavated to build a building, and they dug up that plane, and they found his remains in there.
Amazing.
And we had his family come back, and we recognized them 8 years ago. I think it was the first year I was principal. So it's important to honor those guys because Jack has so many memories. He's talked to me about playing high school football at West Plains and playing at Carmichael Field and being one of the first stadiums to have a PA system, and how the superintendent got an unsportsmanlike penalty on the PA one afternoon when they were playing Willow Springs.
Love it.
How John Hogan got tackled in a mud hole at Willow Springs in a driving rainstorm, and they thought he was going to drown in the bottom of the pile.
Because nobody'd get off the top of it.
Right. So they're just some great opportunities for fellowship for our students, and I think the more that we can expose those people to our kids, who I think our students are the best students in the world, and it just you know, the next generation's in good hands.
Yes,
because we have great kids.
And that is so true. I'm glad you said that, too, because you hear so many people say, these kids today aren't any different. You know as well as I do, being over here, that there's great kids. And you've got to have them see someone like you mentioned, the Iraqi guy who's a double amputee.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, I'm not having a good day. I don't want to go to school day. You see somebody like that, and you're like, I have no excuse.
Right.
You know,
right.
Make the best of what you got.
Right. How inspiring is that? And we want our kids to appreciate what they have. You know, have an opportunity to live in a great community, a great part of the world. But you know, that doesn't come for free. And so we try to honor them. We'll have a great breakfast and lots of pancakes. And I'm really lucky. I got Jacob Garrett and Robert Bertram always help me cook pancakes.
Great guys.
So I appreciate them being there, and they donate their time. They get up early with me, and then all my cooks at the high school help make everything else. And we just try to honor those guys and have a great day for them. And we're going to lay a wreath out on the monument out in front of the building, and we'll have, I think, Mr. McNevin and a couple of the other World War II gentlemen out there that are going to put that wreath out there, lay that wreath out on the monument we dedicated a few years ago.
Let those kids, isn't that the hardest part of being on the radio? It's like people hear you on the radio and they call you, and it's like, I can't talk because I'm on the radio. Yeah. My daughter called tonight, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, the same thing I've been doing for the last 27 years on Friday nights.
Friday nights.
What's that? I said, I'm on the radio. Can I call you back? Jacob Garrett, I saw he said a thing about attaboy. And that's another thing, too. You have got, it seems like, tons of people in the community that help you out on different projects and stuff. None of this is like a one-person job. Your senior service day, a lot of people don't know what that is. They just see everything get cleaned up. Talk to me about senior service day.
The last day seniors are in attendance at West Plains High School. We take them out for about 3 hours, and we do service projects all over the town, at the K-8 schools, at our middle school and our elementary school. So it's kind of the last day to give back before they graduate to the community that helped raise them and help bring them up. And, you know, that's part of our mission at the school, is teaching kids how important service is. And we have the senior Silver Shoes Prom. We started that. The Senior Citizens Prom we started a few years ago, and we do that in March, and that's been a big hit.
Now, what is that?
We have we invite senior citizens to come to school one evening in March, and last year we had about 150, and we serve them a full meal. We have ribeye steaks and baked potatoes and all this stuff, and we feed them, and then we have our swing set choir perform, which is, our choir is the best choir in the state. And then our jazz band plays jazz tunes, and everybody dances, and we have a dance till about 9 o'clock at night.
Very cool. So how old do you have to be considered senior?
I'm not getting involved in
ribeyes.
that.
No, I meant
because you and I are pushing that envelope.
Yes,
but anybody that wants to come is welcome. And we take pictures just like a prom. And, I've been talking about Jack because I just think it's a real neat thing.
Great man.
He comes every time, and he always dresses up, and he usually takes a picture with me. So I get a picture with a real hero in my book. And our kids get to serve those people. And we've had people come all the way from Summersville up north of there. We had some people come from Arkansas that heard about it and said this is the most amazing thing we've ever seen in a high school do. We don't charge them a thing for it, and they get a first-class meal, and they get to hear some great music and be part of a dance, and we had a great time.
And the kids are involved with that.
It's all about the kids being involved in serving.
I saw today, unfortunately, Regal Beloit closing, 200 jobs leaving here in town and stuff too. One thing that I've always admired about the West Plains R7 program is that we have so many extracurricular activities, but the truth of the matter is it's not about winning the football game. It's not about being the best band. It's about being the best person.
Yes.
And I will never forget when I first started the program with Greg Simpkins, and he talked about the importance of showing up. He goes, if you don't show up for practice, you're going to have trouble playing. If you don't show up for a job, you're going to get fired.
You'll get fired.
And I don't think people realize how significant the R7 system is in creating good employees, good administrators, good everybody to be a part of these businesses that are coming to West Plains.
Well, we want to teach kids at the high school and have them ready for the next step. And I know we want to win tonight, and I hope we do win. But you know what? These guys that are playing this year are learning how to show up every day and grind. And, there's no secret. I've coached 2 years here. I didn't have a very great record, but my kids showed up every time. They didn't miss practice. They tried hard. They went to class every day, and that's what we want to treat. We want to teach our kids how to be good people.
Amen.
And winning is a byproduct of that. I firmly believe that. And that's winning in speech and debate, winning in band, winning in music, winning in lots of places. And speaking of great band leaders, there's the great Rocky Long, our band director.
Hey, Rock. How are you? Good. Good job tonight, brother.
Yeah, it was a good show. Well, I'm glad you came in.
No. You're doing good.
We were just talking about Silver Shoes Prom and how you do the jazz concert. And so we're just really blessed with a lot of great programs that hopefully I believe we create really good people when they walk out of our hallways.
Oh, you do create good people. And like you said tonight, winning is a byproduct. But there is no winning when it comes time to working at different factories and stuff. You're winning in the fact you're making West Plains a better town to live.
Yes.
And we know, talking about the military too, it's so funny. And we said how good kids are nowadays. You hear some of the older people gripe about all they want is free health care. All they want is free school. You know what? You join the United States military.
You get all that.
You get all that stuff.
You get all that.
The opportunities are there, too. And the military is the #1 equal opportunity employer in the United States of America.
And it's a real leg up for a lot of people. My father passed away in 2006 when I was in Marshfield, and he had a very bad stroke in 2003. And, right after he had that stroke, he had lost the ability to move. He had to go into a facility and everything. But he said, in the safety deposit box is my DD-214, which is your discharge papers, if you were honorably discharged from the military. And you can take that, and I was able to get services for him and get him health care and get him into the veterans home in Mount Vernon and get him so he could go through that end-of-life process with dignity. But a lot of that was due to the military. And, I didn't serve in the military. I went to college and played sports and did those things. But I have so much respect for those guys that do that. And I just think that exposing our kids to them is a good thing, and them seeing what great kids we have is a good thing too. So I think it's been a good marriage, and I can't thank the people in town that have helped us with this, and all my custodians and all my cooks and all my staff that have helped us make this a successful thing.
Well, and you've had help. If someone wants to help with future events, what should they do?
Just contact me, and we'll put them to work. We have enough stuff to go around for everybody.
Okay, and that's 256-6150.
Yes, sir.
All right, still remember the phone number after all that.
That's right.
Great interview tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Go Zizzers.
Go Zizzers. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KDY 106. 102.5 to start the second half.
Brown Furniture and Appliance of West Plains has a great idea for a great night's sleep. Ashley brand adjustable bed bases starting at $739. That includes free delivery in their local service area. Sleep better than ever. Raise your legs to increase blood circulation and relieve pressure on your lower back. Raise your upper body for better breathing, essential for those who snore or experience acid reflux. 24-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
Sometimes a battery will give noticeable early warning signs, but not always. Like low engine crank, check engine light, swelling or bloating of the battery case, battery leakage, or just old age. Don't get stranded in the cold or a thunderstorm. Have your vehicle's batteries tested at Don's Auto Service in West Plains off Porter Wagner Boulevard.
This is John Kinslow with Don's Auto Service, where we are more than a tire store.
Has your car ever broken down? Well, that happens to all of us. Has your car ever been involved in an accident? Well, that happens too, but maybe not to all of us. But when you need a reliable tow, and we all do from time to time, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your calls 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle to your home or to a repair shop, dealership, or the auto body repair, J&J can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service.
Hi, Zizzer fans. It's the Long Brothers again.
Do you know what we love most about Zizzer's football?
Cheerleaders?
Popcorn? Goodbye. Sure. We also love that it brings the community together to celebrate one thing we can all agree on, the love of our town.
So thank you, West Plains athletes, parents, fans, teachers, and coaches.
Thank you for your continued support of Long Electric.
Long Electric, 293-6884.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan Hutchins, Travis Smith back here. First game of district play. Zizzer's on top 13-6, but Harlan, you talked about that before the game started. The longer we keep these guys in the game, the better chance they have of believing they're going to win.
And the other thing that's happened that Neosho needed to have happen is West Plains has really hurt themselves with penalties tonight. It cost them a touchdown late in the half, and instead of a 2-touchdown game, we've got a 1-touchdown game. Zizzers get the ball to start the second half. It's getting a little bit colder. I think 40 was the temperature I saw just a little while ago. So the biggest thing that could happen to start the half would be West Plains to drive it down and put another score on the board. Here's Travis with the second half.
Here's the kick. Nice high line drive. Going to be caught at the 25. Caught there, now at the 30. It's Seeley. Seeley gets up the middle. Come on, baby, run. 50, 45, 40. Get off that tackle. Gets all the way down to the 32-yard line. What a return by Titus Seeley to set up great field position for the Zizzers.
That's the greatest thing that could happen in that situation. The Zizzers return that kick deep into Neosho territory, and now 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. That first down is brought to you by SRS Electric. Give them a call and find out why people recommend SRS Electric in the West Plains area.
Now, we need to come out here at the start of this second half, put the points up on the board. Don't look behind. You heard Dr. Randolph talking about Neosho has some really good athletes that'll light you up. But this is where you come out and you play a little smash mouth football.
That's right. I was going to say, run right at him. Run what you run best and run right at him.
Rackley awaits a snap. He gives to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 30. He's got a little bit of a hole. Gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. 17-yard carry. That's a first down for West Plains.
And that first down is brought to you by Long Electric. It's all you need to remember. When things go wrong, call Long. Remember, 293-6884.
Long has been our sponsor for a very, very long time. Great electrician. Even better person. Ball at the 22-yard line. Harlan earlier talked about how a lot of times West Plains has a tendency to run to the short side of the field. They've got Colt Hickson lined up to the short side. Rackley stands about the 24-yard line. He's going to give to Lidgard. Lidgard tries to go up the middle, nothing there, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's only happened about 3 times this year. Nice job by the Wildcat defensive line.
Really good penetration that time. They got 25 shooting through the gap and making the tackle essentially in the backfield. And that's the kind of defensive play that we've seen them make on occasion, especially from the linebacker and defensive back position.
Hickson and Miller are the split outs to the short side of the field. Rackley tells Hickson to get in closer. Now they give to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 25, 20, tries to cut inside, gets to about the 15, gets past the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 now for the Zizzers. 10 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. West Plains on top, 13-6.
Sometimes it gets a little harder as you get closer to the goal line, especially if you're thinking about maybe throwing the football. But now, 3rd down, this would be considered a passing down.
2 receivers off to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Now they send a man in motion. Rackley's going to keep it, though. He's at the 15, gets across the 10, gets down to the 5, and that's a 1st down for the Zizzers in the red zone.
That was a nice gain on the play of about 13 yards, and a quarterback draw. Good call. 1st down brought to you by Landmark Bank in West Plains, and they're here for you with 2 locations in town, Porter Wagner and also on State Route K.
Great job blocking up front by 66 Jalen James and 77 Blake Reed. Now they give to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1. Touchdown. That's his 3rd touchdown of the evening. Harlan, that's the way to start the second half.
Lidgard scored, and it looked like he was going to be tackled at the 2, but that last effort, he was able to dive forward and get across the goal line.
You know, he's only about 170 pounds, maybe 5'7", but he is one of the strongest guys pound for pound, and I'm kind of surprised right here. West Plains looks like they're going to go for the extra point instead of the 2-point conversion.
That's a big touchdown, though. Big touchdown early in the half.
Waits the snap. Here's the kick. It is up. Nice high kick. It is good. West Plains on top, 26. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Are you not sleeping well?
Being told you snore?
Do you choke in your sleep?
Are you wanting more?
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
Sleep apnea is no laughing matter. Consult your doctor and choose home as your provider.
You have made preparations for deer season. Put up the stands, sighted in your rifle, gathered supplies for deer camp, and loaded up the side-by-side. What, you don't have a side-by-side? You need to get to Outpost Motorsports by the Civic Center in downtown West Plains and get a Hisun side-by-side. Hisun is the fastest-growing side-by-side company in the nation. All Hisuns come equipped with a top, windshield, and winch, and the Outpost financing options make it easy. Get to the side-by-side headquarters today or online at outpostmotorsports.com. Outpost Motorsports. Do deer season right this year.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Back here at Zizzer Stadium, kickoff goes down to the 15. Now returned out past the 20. He's got some jets past the 40 to the 45-yard line. Neosho, that's their 2nd long return of the evening. They'll have good field position to start on their own 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
And that 1st down brought to you by West Plains Roofing. They've been keeping businesses and families covered since 1968. For all your roofing needs, West Plains really needed to cover that. Well, it's not going to matter. There's a holding penalty on the kick return, and that'll back the Wildcats up.
You know, too, and talking about sponsors, too, appreciate West Plains Roofing. They've been for a long time. They don't just do roofing. Found out they can do soffit, they can do siding. Give Brian and all the folks a call at West Plains Roofing.
And we appreciate also, we should mention our live stream sponsors for the broadcast, Ozarks Medical Center, Western Dairy Transport, West Plains Savings and Loan, Dennis Specialty Cuts, Hurst Feed and Farm Supply, LNG Auto Sales, Pruitt's Pool and Spa, Wiles Abstract, and Current Incorporated. And that, as you said, has been a very popular thing. The stream and Jim Lambert over there doing a good job getting the picture to the folks on Facebook and online.
Score is 20-6. West Plains on top. 9 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Neosho jumps off the right side. Going to be illegal procedure against the tackle, and that's going to put them back 5 yards. Nice to see Neosho make a mistake instead of West Plains.
And that hopefully will be the continuation of a trend with West Plains breaking the kickoff, setting up a touchdown with Lidgard, and now 2 straight penalties on the kick return, and now on the first snap from scrimmage. They have 1st and 15. And, this game is such a psychological game, and if you get the sense that things are slipping away from you, sometimes that's all the edge you need if you're on the other side.
You can make yourself. It's one of those things. Edgar Allan Poe, you start believing whatever you're thinking. I formation. Neosho wants to throw. He's got some good pressure, puts the ball up. It is caught at the 30, across the 32-yard line. It was 1st and 15. Now it's only going to be about 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats in Harlan. That pass play where they roll out, he's got some men open tonight.
He has, and he has shown that he can be a very accurate passer as he rolls out of the pocket. And that ball was really well thrown where only his receiver could get to it. And that's going to be shy of the first down, but not by much. 2nd down and 1, Travis, and that was a big play for Neosho.
And that's one thing about, too, West Plains now, the competition we play. When you play at the 4A level and higher, you're going to have some really good athletes because the pool is so big. Neosho looks like they're going to take a timeout, so we'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
Arvest Bank, scoring touchdowns with great customer service. Being a proud sponsor of the West Plains Zizzers means we care about our community and are here to fulfill the needs of our customers. All of the services of a large bank, but coupled with friendliness and a personal touch to banking, means you can feel right at home at Arvest Bank. People helping people find financial solutions for life. The only bank that you need to know. Arvest Bank. Go Zizzers.
Member FDIC.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country, KDY.
Harlan and Travis back here at Zizzer Stadium. West Plains on top, 20-6. 9 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Neosho has the ball, 2nd and 2 from their own 33-yard line. They keep staying in the game. West Plains needs to get them out of it pretty quickly. 2 receivers lined up to the wide side of the field. Quarterback will be under center. Right behind him is a fullback and a tailback. Neosho look like they jump. Referees don't call it. It's a quick pitch off to the right, and while they knock him back past the original line of scrimmage, Harlan, his forward momentum should have been enough to get a first down.
And that will be a first down, brought to you by, you just heard, Joyce, Arvest Bank in West Plains. Be sure to think of them for all your personal and commercial banking needs. And with all the stuff that was negative as they started this drive on the penalty, on the kick, and on the first down play jumping, now Neosho has a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 36.
You talked a lot about the psychological aspect of it. They still believe they can be in this ball game, and they are. 2 receivers off to the left, tight end to the right. Quarterback under center. He wants to give the fullback right off tackle, and he keeps his feet moving, gets about 3 yards out past the 40-yard line. Going to be 2nd down and 7 now for the Wildcats.
That's one of the few times that they have handed that ball off pretty much between the guards and been able to get any yardage out of it, and that was a good play. Anytime Larry Sylvie, the coach at Ava, used to say,
love that guy.
If you can pick up 3 yards on every run, you're going to eventually get a first down and keep the chains moving. That was a gain of 5, so that's a good play.
2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. I formation, quarterback under center. They're going to run the same play, but this time to the right. And instead, they fake to the fullback, pitch to the tailback. He gets across the 45 down to about the 48-yard line. Great play by that, but Harlan looks like he's going to be about 1 yard short of the first down, maybe 2 now after the spot.
That was a well-run option play. Talon Mitchell was the ball carrier as the quarterback, Gage Kelly, waited, and they ran it to the short side of the field, and he made a good play, made a guy miss, and turns that into a good game. So it's 3rd down and 2, and here's where West Plains has got to, start sensing it up and stop them and make them give the ball back here.
3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. You hear the heavy metal in the background. Crowd starts to make some noise. I formation. They're going to be a quick pitch off to the left. Running back gets it, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, but after a second effort, he gets out to about the 47-yard line, and Harlan, if the spot's good, he'll get a first down.
Talon Mitchell's listed at 5'9" and 150. I think he's a little bigger than that.
Yes, he is. He's a big old boy.
So he gained enough. He got 3 yards, and the first down brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. Has all of your residential, commercial, or agricultural concrete and rock needs.
Give him a call, Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. Cool thing is, even you're talking about this cold weather, they can put stuff in that concrete this time of year, so they can even pour concrete.
Sure.
Ball is almost to midfield. Wildcats have it at their own 48-yard line. Standard pro formation, 1 tight end off to the right. They give on a cross buck to the running back. Running back is across midfield down to the 49, gets 3 yards on the carry. Going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats.
And they ran a West Plains play right there. A little counter play, pulled 2 guys to block for him. And the running back was patient and turned it into a little over a 3-yard gain. I am so blessed because I do what I love to do. And I got a birthday coming up in 2 weeks. And guess what?
What?
Gary Lee is taking me to Mizzou to see the Florida Gator game.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Mizzou game in I don't know how many years. That'll be a lot of fun.
Well, they play well at home. I wish they could play the same way at the road that they do at home. Quarterback for Neosho gives the ball up to the left side, maybe 1 yard. And the new end zone seats at Mizzou are incredible. I mean, they've done that brand new renovation stuff. You guys will have a fun time.
I'm looking forward to that.
This birthday, 29 or 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those ones across the
way. Add
way.
those two together and you're real close.
You're real close. Somebody the other day posted something on homecoming, and they're like, that seems like 12 years ago. I said, add 20 plus another 17, and you'll get there.
Boy, it's something how fast time goes by.
It really does. But what you just said, though, about being so blessed, it's all about attitude. Got to have a good attitude and be happy as life goes on. It's the only thing we can control. 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Now they run reverse, and it's got some wide open spaces, the Dixie Chicks would say. He's at the 50, 45, 40, all the way down to the 30, and that's a 1st down for the Wildcats. Very nice play.
1st down brought to you by SMP Quality Auto Glass on South 63 for repair and replacement. They just asked, show us your crack. And that time, West Plains defense cracked. They collapsed on that weak side as they ran a reverse play, and that went for 18 yards.
That's one thing with your defensive ends. We have a team you run against, and you keep playing time and time again. You play against that option and stuff, and then you start chasing. They watch that, and there was no outside contain.
Zizzer defense really needs to shut this thing down.
I formation once again. Quarterback fakes to the fullback, keeps it himself, and he runs for about 11 yards and gets up to about the 20-yard line. You said it right. They've got to shut it down because Neosho still in this game with West Plains on top 20-6, but the Wildcats knocking on the door for another 1st down.
And that's brought to you by Brad Guffey Motors. For all your automotive needs, stop and see the good folks on Porter Wagner Boulevard and say hi to Paul.
Paul tonight went to go watch the East Newton game. That's where he was. I guess he's watching his nephew.
East Newton and Houston. And Houston is really playing well right now.
You said last week came back from big victory. West Plains playing well here, but they've got to keep Neosho out of the end zone. Quick pitch to the running back. He goes off to the right side, gets about 5 yards on the carry, and Neosho is just running down this clock. You talked at the first of the game. If they have sustained drives like this, they are in the ball game.
They're shortening the football game, and they want that sort of a game to limit West Plains' opportunities. You know, the fascinating thing about sports to me is what happens with adjustments at halftime, whether you talk about football or basketball, how teams adjust. Obviously, Neosho got together at halftime, and they have picked 3 or 4 plays that they think can work, and they have worked. So now it's going to be up to West Plains defense to counteract that and try to stop those plays. I'll tell you what, the quarterback, Gage Kelly, has been a really good player for them tonight, and he's come up with some really good plays running the offense and running the ball.
And he can throw the ball as well. One wide receiver off to the left. Ball spot at the 15. Kelly keeps it himself, runs off to the right after he fakes the fullback. It was 2nd down and 5. He gets about 4 yards now. 3rd and 1 now. 3rd and 1.
You remember earlier in the game when Neosho ran the fullback up the middle so many times? Now,
it was starting setting stuff up. I was thumbing to you, and you talked about that. You've got to have certain plays to set up others and stuff. Took time off the clock, and now those linebackers starting to focus in on that fullback, and they aren't touching the quarterback. 3rd down and 1. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line of the Zizzers. 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Neosho under center. They have a man jump on the left side. There is nothing so frustrating as a coach when you have somebody jump off sides, especially when you're offense, Harlan, because you know the count. You've got to listen in the huddle. So now they go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. Totally changes.
That is a huge, but obviously they're in 4-down territory, but it's now going to be, you've got to come up with a different kind of a call now. It's 3rd down and 6, and you've got 2 plays to get it, but that illegal procedure, now West Plains has to take advantage of this.
Noah Marshall, 68, gets the crowd lined up. Neosho, quarterback, under center. Quick pitch off to the right. Man at the 20. He's to the 15. Breaks out of 1 tackle. Gets down to about the 11-yard line. We'll just see what the spot was. Nice run by Mitchell, Harlan.
That was a really determined run on his part, because had he not worked that hard, he was going to be stopped for no gain on the play, but he turned it into almost a 6-yard gain, and now it is 4th down, very short, and I would be surprised if they didn't if Gage Kelly, the quarterback, didn't keep this here.
Yeah, if they do that where you said to fake to the fullback. Coach Perkins down there. Coach Smith, Coach Dixon gives the defense their calls and ready to go. The biggest key is telling your defensive line, do not jump. Watch the football. Double tight formation. Here's the snap. They give the fullback. No, you mentioned it. Kelly keeps it, and Kelly's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
I think they're going to give him a really good spot on this play.
That would be very, very generous. Oh, yeah, you can tell coaches are not happy with that. They'll bring out the flags.
That's a 1st down.
No, they're not. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to be quiet.
Well, they are going to measure, actually.
Well, but still, you
got to measure this anyway. Oh, it's short.
All right, good deal. So that Zizzer's takeover, that is what needed to be done. Harlan, that was very, very close. Coach Dixon runs down on this side of the field, the one guy in shorts. Coach Joyner was the guy that did that before. You've always got that one coach says, I don't care how cold it is, I'm going to wear shorts tonight.
The Rock was a man's man, you know.
The Rock. Love The Rock. Who were you talking about earlier with Dr. Randolph about a wrestler?
Oh, the modern-day warrior, Kerry Von Erich. See, you have to give up a portion of your youth to know about stuff like that on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, live from the Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
Jack and I have that in common in a very big way.
I love that. And now, checking in for the Zizzers is number 33, Jonathan Bibb. After the turnover, 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. West Plains on top, 20-7. They send Miller in motion. They give the ball to Lidgard. He's at the 10, gets down to about the 15-yard line. Nice pickup on that one. Going to be about 2nd and 5 now for the Zizzers.
By the way, that 1st down for the Zizzers is brought to you by Farmer Insurance Agent Kirk Nettles. Stop by his office in the Imperial Center and see what he can do for you. And, boy, we were talking about what West Plains is, how they have helped Neosho tonight with mistakes. Neosho really did a solid for the Zizzers on that illegal procedure.
Yes, they did. Otherwise, they would have had 2 choices at. Now they give to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 20, across the 25, down to the 29-yard line. Nice run for 1st down for Lidgard.
And that 1st down is brought to you by Brown Furniture on Jefferson Avenue, your one-stop for furniture, appliances, TVs, and home decor.
So important on this series, Harlan. Again, worst thing you could do here, possibly do, is turn over the football. Don't do that. Knock on wood.
Another touchdown here would really put the Neosho in a hole they might not be able to get out of. But Zizzers also are eating the clock up here, running the ball.
Playing a little bit of Neosho's chess game. Rackley hands off to Lidgard. Lidgard keeps bouncing around like a pinball. Is hit at least 5 different times. Gets all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another 1st down for the Zizzers.
Gain of 12 on the play. 1st down brought to you by Southern Hills Shopping Center, where you'll find something for everyone every time, every day.
You know, you talked earlier about how Lidgard is so patient, waits for his blocks. There's another thing that we saw with Lidgard. He gets out of so many tackles time and time again. Gets hit, and there he goes.
Never goes down after the initial contact.
Yards after contact. Yak, he is really good at that. 40 is where the ball is placed. Now they give to Lidgard. He puts his head down and gets past the 45 up to the 49-yard line. Very close to a 1st down. They're going to be very close to midfield.
That time they gave it to Parker.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Caden Parker, a 5'10", 170-pound senior. And emulating Lidgard in the way he ran the ball. He kept those pads down and kind of slipped through the line and picked up 9.
Parker has come into his own this year as a running back. Still have Seeley in the H-back position. They give to Parker. Parker tries to get outside. However, he is brought down maybe for about a 2-yard loss. Going to be now 3rd down and 4 for the Zizzers.
Anytime the defense can get you running sideways, that is what they're looking for. And again, Neosho, we've complimented their defense and their tackling ability, and they've got some quickness too on the defensive side. They really shut that play down for a loss, and this is another big play. Travis, 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
Ball is at the 47-yard line of the Zizzers. 1 minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. West Plains on top, 20-8. Trips formation to the left. Now they send Miller in motion. They fake to Miller. Rackley keeps himself, gets about 3 yards. However, Harlan does not make it to midfield where he needed to get for the 1st down. 4th down and short. Decision time here for the Zizzers.
It really is. Do you tempt fate here and do Neosho possibly a favor if they stop West Plains? It looks like they're going to go for it.
Rackley says, Coach, let us try for it and see what happens. Come on, guys, get this one done. Get the Wildcats to jump. They change the cadence. Wildcats do a good job and stand there and do not jump. 10 seconds on the play clock. Down to 8 now. Now they wait, decide what they're going to do. Coach Perkins looks like he's content to call a timeout. So we back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
Norman Orr Office Supply, 202 West Main in West Plains is ready to take care of all your business needs. Whether you're starting up an office or it's time to upgrade, stop in and see the great selection of office furniture. They now offer janitorial and safety supplies. And when you need copiers, printers, or their supplies, they have those too. Online ordering is available and they offer free next day delivery in the West Plains area. Check them out online, norman-orr.com or call 256-6808.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Harlan Hutchinson, Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzers on top, 20-6. And the good news is, Harlan, the big board's back up.
That's right. Now you've got the small board at the other end, but once you get spoiled by this big one here on the other end of the field, you're kind of lost.
Well, and the time clock, too. I mean, people don't think about it, but as a player, and especially the quarterback, you've got to know how much time is left before the snap. 27 seconds is the time left here in the 3rd quarter. 20 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap. They give to Parker up the middle, and Parker spins and gets across midfield, and that's enough for a Zizzer 1st down. Great job blocking by number 66, Jalen James, and 77, Blake Reed, making some big holes up the middle.
3-yard gain now for the 1st down, brought to you this time by Don's Auto Service on Porter Wagner. More than just a tire store. Stop and see them for all your auto needs.
Great block in there, too, by 69, Brady Robbins. You know, those guys up front, we don't get to call their numbers a lot, but they are so important to this offensive line this year. Zizzers look like they're going to be content on letting the time run out in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5. Zizzers lead 20-6.
You're driving down the road following a dump truck full of gravel when all of a sudden, now there's a chip in your windshield, but don't wait. Get to S&P Quality Auto Glass now. They can fix the rock chip and save your windshield. The hot temperatures of summer can turn that chip into a crack in a hurry. And if you wait too long, that's okay. S&P Quality Auto Glass can also replace your windshield or any of your automotive glass. S&P Auto Glass next to DQ on Highway 63 West Plains. Show us your crack. Driving in winter can be challenging. Be sure your tires will get you through the season. If you're getting close to needing new tires, give Wilbanks Tire a chance to sell you a new set of tires. Once you buy a set of tires from Wilbanks Tire, you can come in anytime for free tire rotation for the life of your tires. So once a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you'll always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire. Price, quality, and service, all at Wilbanks Tire, 201 West 2nd Street in West Plains.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan Hutchinson, Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. It's funny, Zizzers came out, started to line up, and the coach was like, guys, we're going the other way now because it's the start of the 4th quarter. Rackley in that pistol formation. He awaits a snap. He fakes it, wants to put the ball up in the air. It is caught at the 49-yard line. Oh, what a hit put on Seeley that time. But Seeley got about 5 yards. Good job by Seeley to hold on to that football, Harlan.
Boy, just the fact that he held on to it as Brady Franklin came up and just cut his wheels out from under him, flipped him. Man, just holding on to the ball was a great play there. Gain of 6.
Fundamentals by this Neosho defense. They are a very, very well-coached team. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. They give to Parker up the middle, and Parker has nowhere to go on 2nd down and 4. Neosho will not give up yet, and they shouldn't. They're only down by 2 touchdowns.
Pretty impressive that we've seen. They've given up a few plays tonight, but West Plains is in the catbird seat right now, leading by 14. And every tick of that clock is good for West Plains.
Well, and you talked about that, too. We need to get one more touchdown just to get a little bit more comfort zone. West Plains doing a good job taking time off the clock, using the play clock as they're down to 10 seconds, 11 minutes left to go here in the game. Parker started going motion. He says no. Now only 3 seconds on the play clock. 1. They get the snap off. Good job by Rackley. Puts the ball in the air. Caught by Parker at the 36-yard line. And Harlan, that's enough for another Zizzer first down.
Brought to you by the folks at Captain D's. Eat with Zach and the crew at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen in the Southern Hills Shopping Center. That was the best throw we've seen Rackley make tonight. That had to have some pace on it, and it was right on the money.
He does such a good job of changing up his tempo depending on what type of throw he needs to make. 10:38 left to go here in the game. West Plains on top, 20-6. 33 is split out. That's Jonathan Bibb to the left side. Miller to the right. They give to Parker. Parker's at the 45. Now the 35. The 30 tries to get outside. Ball is on the ground. Looks like he picked it up. However, Neosho acting like they've got the ball, Harlan.
And they do.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That is a turnover by the Zizzers. Neosho Wildcats will take over 1st and 10.
First down brought to you by Monty's Outdoors Southern Hills Shopping Center, your outdoor store for fishing, hunting, and so much more.
So much more is what the Neosho Wildcats keep talking about as they stay in this game.
Well, here's some good news. The Blues just scored 2 goals, and they're tied with Columbus, 3-3 up in St. Louis.
All right. So, what's Columbus? That's how bad. I heard you talking about hockey today.
The Columbus Blue Jackets.
The Columbus Blue Jackets. All right. The Neosho Wildcats come out, I formation. They fake the sweep. Quarterback wants to throw, has a man wide open at the 45 across midfield. Gets all the way down to the 39-yard line. That play has been open all night, Harlan. Nice play and another first down for the Wildcats.
28-yard gain on that play. They don't run many different things, but what they run passing-wise, they do it pretty well. First down is brought to you this time by KT Roofing, the place to call for all your roofing needs. Call Kevin at 256-3016. He is a Zizzer alum, and he is probably thinking our defense needs to tighten up right now.
You know what? Great point. You said they don't do a lot of different things, but what they do so well. We talked about defensively and how they have great technique, and here offensively, they've got about 4 plays they've been successful on, and we have not been able to stop those plays. I formation for the Wildcats. Now they have a quick pass caught the 41. Man gets past the 40, 35, 6 yards on the carry. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in the game. West Plains on top, 20-6.
Not to be a gloomy Gus, but this game, we still have 9.5 minutes to go. If Neosho puts it in the end zone here, we still have, and we do have a football game, but I mean, that would sure change the complexion of this game if they're able to score. And West Plains, again, they drove last time, got it down to the 10, but couldn't keep the drive alive. Let's see what happens here.
High formation for the Wildcats. 2 receivers to the left side of the field. They give to the tailback, and he gets out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, all the way down to about the 29-yard line. And depending on the spot, that could be another Wildcat first down.
That's going to be, it looks like, very close to it. Did they give it to them? They're not going to give it to them. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 yard to go. That was one of those plays that West Plains' quickness on defense kind of works against them because they kind of overrun the play, they cut it back up the middle, and they pick up pretty good yardage.
You get too aggressive, and you said that. You don't mean to be a gloomy Gus. You're just being Rick Reality here because we need to make a stop. 3rd down and 1. West Plains on the last series with the Wildcats did stop them. We need to do it here because, Wildcats will try to go for it if they don't make it here. I formation, quarterback, under center. He's acting like he wants to throw, and he does. He's got a little bit of rush. Puts the ball up in the air. He's got a man wide open.
Intercepted.
And it's the West Plains Zizzer man who catches that wide open pass. And he gets down to the 30, 35, 40. And that is what the Zizzers needed. My goodness, that's the first time tonight, Harlan, we've really had something that the momentum, now you feel it really start to swing our way.
That's the first time also tonight that we've seen Neosho force the ball downfield. And when you force the football, that's where the defense takes advantage, and that is a really big turnover for West Plains defense. Good job by the defense.
Nice interception that time by Parker. Parker returns it all the way to the 32-yard line. And, you love to see that, too, because God bless his heart. He had the fumble on the last series. Now he comes back and gets the interception.
And that play, he actually was covering 2 people down the middle that time. So that tells you that probably Neosho had a little bit of broken routes on that play. And he had to roll out of the pocket. He was scrambling, just trying to get rid of the ball, and it turns into a big turnover.
Ball at the 32-yard line. West Plains only at 32. Now, Parker lines up as a split end on the left side. Got another split. Hand the ball up to the middle to Lidgard. Lidgard gets maybe 2 yards on the carry. We'll say 1 yard. Going to be 2nd down now and 9 for the Zizzers. 8 minutes left to go here in the game. West Plains on top 20-6.
I'll tell you, if you're watching this as a Zizzer fan, prepare to watch some unsexy football. You're going to see pretty basic stuff, I would imagine. And Braden Lidgard is going to see the ball a lot here this last 8 minutes.
Eric Washington, 42, going to be out there blocking for him if he gets to the outside. Rackley, such a good job with time management in the clock. They've got Seeley as the H-back. Here's the snap. Give to Lidgard. Lidgard's at the 30 trying to stretch stuff out, looking for a seam to go up the middle. Unfortunately, a block is missed. He might get 2 yards on the carry.
That was, I would hazard to guess, I don't know because I don't see enough games, but I would guess that on a play like that, Lidgard turns that play up a lot faster. That play stretched out too far to the sideline, too many white shirts there on the tackle.
Too many white shirts in there to make it. West Plains lines up 2 receivers to the short side of the field. They have the ball on their own 34-yard line. 3rd down and 8. 10 seconds on the play clock. 7 minutes on the game clock. They give to Lidgard. Lidgard at 35 looks for a hole, gets to the 40. And right across maybe the 44 in good spot, and they're going to give the Zizzers a 1st down. Great spot.
That's a great mark and a great final effort by Lidgard. Got the 1st down that time. And your 1st down is brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend in 6 convenient area locations to better serve you. That's a big 1st down in this ball game because now the Zizzers can take another couple or 3 minutes at least off the clock here with a 14-point lead.
25-second play clock. 3 of those, you take off 75 seconds, 1 minute and 15 seconds. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. They give the ball up the middle. No, they fake it. Great fake up the middle. Caught. He's to the 30, 25, 18-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Talk about pulling one out of your hat, Harlan. 1st down for the Zizzers.
36-yard run, and that 1st down is brought to you by Harley Ozarks Medical Equipment, where you can find all you need to stay at home from the folks at home. And I was going to say, it's easy for me to say this in hindsight, but I was thinking, boy, Neosho is just selling out. They're blitzing everybody. They're just trying to make a play and get the ball back, and that really makes you susceptible. If you can get past that first wave, I mean, you got a big play, and that's what happened right there.
That was a big thing. I remember when we always played the Salem Tigers, they played that option offense, and it was one of those things. You had 9 men in the box, but if you got past that initial 3 yards line of scrimmage, you could do well. Now they send Parker in motion, but they give to Lidgard. Lidgard across the 20, keeps his feet moving. 15 down to the 10, 9 yards on the carry. What a run by Lidgard.
You know, he has so many great attributes. He's got speed. He's really strong for his size.
Yes, he is.
But you know, the one thing that I think maybe in the time that I've watched him play is the most impressive is he has got some of the best balance. It is so hard to knock him off his feet and push him back, and his balance allows him to keep pushing and get extra yards.
He's like a pinball, just keeps bouncing around. 4 receivers off to the right. Now they send Seeley right beside. Seeley gets the ball up the middle. He's across the 10. Gets down to maybe the 9-yard line. It was, Parker on the carry there. It just depends on what the spot was, whether or not they get the first down. 5.5 minutes left to go here in the game. West Plains on top, 20-6, but they're driving, trying to put more points up on the board. And that was a first down, Harlan.
A first down, and that first down is brought to you by the Fisher Law Firm, located in the Osby Building in beautiful downtown West Plains. And this game, we're still 5 minutes from a station ID at 9 o'clock, and there's just 5 minutes to go.
And that's what we want to see.
That's probably the coup de grace right there, and that very well puts the football game away for the West Plains Zizzers. Well, they've had to work for it tonight. They haven't played a perfect game. They've made some mistakes, especially in the penalty phase, but they found a way to get it done, and that was a good drive. That was a very good drive to add that 4th touchdown.
Keller set for the kick. There's the snap. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. West Plains on top, 27-6. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Oh, boy, sports!
Hey, folks, I'm Gary Lee.
I'm Harlan Hutchison.
And it's Ozarks Overtime with myself and Harlan and James Hurts. Catch it each week at OzarkRadioNews.com.
It's a podcast. It could go on forever. You never know, and usually does. And it's sponsored by the Battery Station on Washington in West Plains.
Catch it. If you're into sports, you'll definitely be into Ozarks Overtime.
Yeah, let's talk about sports.
If you're heading to the outdoors, make sure you've got everything you need. And if you're missing something, thank goodness we have Monty's Outdoors at the Southern Hills Shopping Center in West Plains. This hunting season, if you're looking for game calls, scents, attractants, shooting accessories, blinds, tree stands, or maybe you want to keep your feet warm with a new pair of boots by Lacrosse, Muck, Rocky, Under Armour, and Columbia, and also all kinds of camo. Everything you need for the outdoors, you'll find at Monty's Outdoors, Southern Hills Shopping Center, West Plains.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Hutchinson Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Keller kicks off down to the 10. Man gets across the 20, the 30, the 40, all the way up to midfield at the 42-yard line. Neosho has done a good job with their special teams returning kicks tonight, Harlan.
They have. That was a really good return as that return went up the middle and then went out to the left. That reminded me of, you remember of the Rocky movie when he'd knock him down. Every time he knocked him down, he'd just look at him and say, "Why don't you stay down?"
Amen. Old Apollo Creed, yeah. Just get so frustrated with him, and old Rocky couldn't even see him and go, come on, yo, Adrian.
Ain't so bad.
3 receivers to the right for the Wildcats. Quarterback awaits a snap. He wants to throw. He has a little time. Ball is caught at the 48-yard line, across down now to the 42-yard line. First down for the Wildcats, and they've got a sense of urgency because they know they're down by 3 touchdowns.
First down brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, your local trained dealer and provider of GeoComfort, geothermal heating, and cooling systems. West Plains is playing a little softer on defense, so they're going to give up. They're going to keep the ball in front of them, and they may complete a few passes like this.
Yeah, let everything go in front of you. But as a defensive back coach, what you say is do not let anybody get behind. 4.5 minutes left to go. West Plains on top, 27-6. Trips formation to the left. Neosho wants to throw. Here's the pass. Almost picked off. Good defense in the tackle. They read that perfectly as they tried to throw it out there in the flat, Harlan. 2 Zizzers there to make the tackle.
They did a good job of reading that play. You had 2 defensive players come up and make a very good play. And there was a completed pass, but there was a loss on the play of a couple of yards. 2nd
down and 13 now for the Wildcats. 4 minutes left to go here in the game. West Plains on top, 27-6. Nice thing about Neosho, they're coming to the line of scrimmage and they're taking time off the board as well. Trips formation to the wide side of the field. West Plains shows blitz. Quarterback is under pressure. Now he starts to run, and he is brought down for about a 2-yard loss. And that's the thing. You can roll the dice a little bit, Harlan, when you get in this position because you know they're going to put the ball up. Nice sack by the Zizzers.
You can really see that West Plains defense has kind of pinned their ears back, and they're just really coming now. They put pressure on the quarterback that time, and Gage Kelly had to roll out of the pocket, moved up in the pocket, and there was nowhere for him to go because West Plains, they know that they have to throw the ball, so they're coming after him.
And such a good job by the cornerbacks tonight. 77 McGinley and 33 Bibb. They have not let their men get open. 3 minutes left to go here in the game. Wildcats want to throw. Quick throw up here. It looked like they're going to set up the double pass. However, he keeps it, tucks it under, past the 45, the 40, all the way down to about the 35-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down.
12-yard gain. Again, they throw the ball, but they don't throw it downfield. They throw it laterally and try to use some downfield blocking. And now it's going to be a fourth down play. They need 2 yards to keep the ball, and there's 2:35 to go, and they need 2, Travis, but in reality, they've got to get 6.
Yeah, they've got to get 6 points up on the board. Defensive stop here basically is going to be able to end the game for the Zizzers. 27-6. Hear the music in the background.
Modern-day warrior right there with Rush.
All right.
Tom Sawyer, man.
Quarterback gives the handoff to the running back, and he is going to have enough for a first down, but that is because the play is blown dead. Didn't somebody from Rush just pass away? Or am I crazy?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that.
I saw something on Facebook.
It'd be a very sad thing if that was the case.
What was the name of that drummer?
Neil Peart.
Yeah, I remember Tom Sawyer. That was one of the first cassettes I ever bought, and Tom Sawyer had that great drum solo on it.
Get on YouTube and pull up Neil Peart and drum solo, and you'll be amazed. Some of the greatest stuff you ever seen with a drum.
It's a nice thing about doing Zizzer football game, too, is we're not just going to talk about football. We are wide variety of different things going on here.
We're very varied. We are Renaissance football announcers.
Renaissance men. History lesson, guys. 27-6. 151 left to go here in the game. Neosho's going to go for it on fourth down. They fake the run. The quarterback wants to throw. Huge pressure put on. He is brought down for a sack, and Harlan, that'll be enough to end the ball game. West Plains will still have to take a couple victory formation snaps, but great job by the defense.
A fantastic play that time, putting pressure on the quarterback. Aiden Holt got after him and pulled him down on the far side. And let's take this chance to also, since it's 9:03, to say that Lambert just reminded me of something that we need to make an announcement here, because this is not just your regular football game. We'll tell you that tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, it's also an educational experience for the students involved, because high school activities are about learning life's values. Your friends at KDY and the Missouri State High School Activity Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Good job on that. We've got a timeout. Do we need to do any more of those? Or is they...
We actually do, as a matter of fact.
Let's get them during this timeout.
Let's also mention that the score, and this is very true, the score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. So the next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. Message brought to you by Missouri State High School Activity Association and KDY. You know, that is so true. You can have one person acting a fool at a ball game, and people will go home and they'll say, man, those people from wherever, they'll just make it a generalization and say they're just awful. You know, you got to think about that. You're representing a lot of people when you go to a game.
One bad apple can mess up the whole barrel. Now, Zizzers come back, and they have a quick handoff, looks to Seeley. Seeley trying to get outside. He gets all the way to the 45, Parker. Sander Parker gets the first down for the Zizzers.
And that first down is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology. Commercial, residential, or auto, they can help. Ever lock your keys in your car?
Yes, multiple times. I mean, I've got those guys on speed dial. I mean, they are so good about that, too. And they can replace, one of the things we use them for at our shopping center is they can replace different locks. If you lose a key, they can get it all the same. You know, one tenant might have one key, another tenant has another key.
Sure.
But our master key can work on all. So West Plains Lock and Key. Here's the victory formation, Harlan. Ooh. And Neosho gets a little excited, jumps across the line of scrimmage while they try to do the victory formation. That's where, as Reed would say, things are getting a little chippy. Don't do that, guys. You played a great ball game. Don't be unsportsmanlike here. Talking about the Neosho Wildcats, West Plains, never. Very well coached team as far as sportsmanship.
A little feisty, and they being Neosho are going to finish 2-8. That's not really, to me, a 2-8 football team.
That is not, their record is not indicative of the kind of players we saw out here this year. But what you talked about earlier, when you've got some conference where you're playing against Joplin and Webb City and Carl Junction, that is the southwest part of the football in the state of Missouri. Basically, if you get past it, you've got a great chance for the state championship with the exception of Ladue. I mean, that's what it's all about.
This game's over, Travis.
Harlan, I had a great time doing
a lot of
game
fun
with you tonight. No, I really did. West Plains wins 27-6. We're going to be back in 2 minutes with a little recap on KDY 102.5.
And there's a flag on the play. Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
You're driving down the road following a dump truck.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Harlan Hudson, Travis Smith back here from Zizzer Stadium. Zizzers get a win tonight. However, Harlan, next week, Bolivar Liberators. We're going to have our hands full.
If it is, in fact, Bolivar, if they win tonight.
Good point.
But they are undefeated on the year. No one has really given them much push through the course of the season. And if it is Bolivar, you're going to see they're one of these teams here in this part of the state that you don't hear much about or haven't heard much about this year. But they very quietly have put together an undefeated season. And if the Liberators come in here with their football team intact, they've got a very good quarterback. They have an outstanding tailback. He's not quite the lid guard type. He has decent speed, but he's a big guy. And you're going to have a hard time bringing him down. And the other thing, too, Bolivar is big up front on both sides of the football. They have a very good line on both sides of the football. That's really going to be a challenge. I think the Zizzers can beat them, but it's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a good game.
Well, just like tonight watching film, I meant Neosho, very good job with their passing attack. Bolivar's going to look at that. They're going to look at different ways they can run the ball. And people say, how is West Plains and Webb City above Bolivar, considering that both teams had lost, Bolivar undefeated? One of the things they do with the scoring system with Misha in the state of Missouri is based on the size of the schools you play. Mm-hmm. Bolivar has not played some of the bigger schools, but you and I talked about this. Undefeated is undefeated.
Right. And Bolivar hurt themselves early in the season because they played a Class 2 team in Mountain View and played Liberty. So that was a big win for them. But, again, they played down 2 classes, and that probably hurt them a little bit.
Well, and we're going to have Coach Womack. Well, Coach hey, just put that on your head. Yeah, both these guys, Harlan's on it. Hey, no, just put that on your head, Coach, instead of just shaking that thing around. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
Good job. A little bit more on our plate than we expected against these Wildcats.
Well, we knew coming in, they were long. 34 would really give us problems in the first half, knocking down passes, and we knew they were very athletic. And we had a little bit of problem on our pass pro in the first half also. But really the thing that got us offensively in the first half was our holds. I think we had 6 holding calls, and so the penalties really hurt us. Probably took 2 touchdowns off the board, and I know it did for sure on one because we had the
right
touchdown pass.
Yeah, right before halftime.
And then really defensively, we did a pretty good job all night. They drove it a few times, but really just hit the one big play on the quarterback that got him the touchdown there early. But I thought the second half we did a little better job of dominate the line of scrimmage on the offensive side and stayed away from penalties.
Yes, you did, and you got the victory. Next week, Liberators come to town. Harlan and I were talking about that. What are we going to see from them?
Well, it's we've got film on them. I've just watched a little bit on them, but they're undefeated.
Amen. Doesn't matter who you played. If you're
right,
undefeated, you're undefeated.
They've had to play an independent schedule, and so they've traveled all over the state. They went to Cape Girardeau last week. And
from Bolivar?
Yeah.
That's a long
We were
trip.
trying to figure out. I guess they almost had to come through Willow to get there. I don't know any other way to get there.
Oh, my gosh. That's about a 500-mile round trip.
Yeah, that would have been a long trip. But that's what happens when you get independent. They've had to go up north and play around the Kansas City area. And they can't play anybody in the Ozark Conference because our schedule's full.
Right.
And the same thing in the COC Big. So they've got to find teams to go. And like you said, they'd played Mountain View Liberty, I think, week 1 or 2. I can't remember, right in there. And so they've had to play some Class 2 schools, Class 3 schools, and it's probably hurt them being undefeated to do that. But
undefeated is undefeated.
The thing we saw is the scores have been really good, and I saw they was up early, or we saw they was up early against Hillcrest tonight, 21-0. They've scored a lot of points, and so we'll have to be ready. We played them here, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. Very athletic team. Had some really good players on the field, so we're going to have to play better than we did tonight. We're really banged up, and so we've got a lot of kids going both ways, and so we've got to get healthy. We need to get some more depth. Heston Miller came in tonight, a freshman, and
scored his first touchdown.
Yeah, give us some good, good plays on the field, and really in the first half, he was a bright spot of a couple of long runs for us.
Yes, he was, and that's the thing Harlan and I was talking about. The difference between this team and teams of the past is we've had so many good running backs historically at West Plains, but if you stop that one running back, you stop the whole thing. You have a system this year where 9 to 10 different people touch the ball every game.
Yeah, Seeley's a nice running back, and of course he's had to play both ways. And Caden tonight come in both ways, and that's probably why we put the ball on the ground. You get a little bit fatigued, but before Connor Lair went out, he's another guy that can do it. Marchalk, and now Heston. So along with Rack, and so. A lot of weapons out there. It makes it hard to defend. We've got to be a little bit better up front. And I thought the second half defensively we were really good, but I thought they started controlling the line of scrimmage up front a little bit in the second half.
Did.
And but Jonathan made the big interception on the 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches, and so that was big to stop the momentum. And once Jonathan made that interception, pretty much the game was over.
Well, and that's the thing too with your cornerbacks. I mean, we were talking about McGinley too. We don't get to call those guys number very often because they are so good.
Right.
They do a good job of shutting their guys. They don't get plays that are open and stuff, your defense seems to be moving. Your offense does too. And you guys have done such a good job of gelling, especially on offense. Harlan and I were talking about that. I can't imagine being a defensive coordinator and trying to have to prepare for West Plains because you don't know what you guys are going to do.
Right. A lot of different things we can do, and a lot of different formations, a lot of different motions. And that's what you try to do, is try to keep the defense on their heels. And if you can keep them on their heels, and it's hard for them to blitz as much and to do exotic things there, because they just got to play but more. I used to talk to Coach Airy about that a lot, and he said when you're doing all that stuff, you just got to stay in base. You can't do a lot of things because it will mess up all of your blitzes and things if you try to do a lot of things against it. So you try to keep them in their base. That way it's easier to know who you're supposed to block, and you can kind of dictate a lot of times what kind of defense they're going to be in also. And that's what we tried to do tonight, was get them in situations where the corner now becomes the force player. And if we can get one of our guards pulling out on their corner, we're going to win that battle most of the time.
Well, Harlan and I talked about that too, but that was one thing about Neosho. Their defensive players were very sound.
Yeah.
Very sound.
Well, and that was what we saw coming in. They just averaged 12 points a game offensively. But defensively, that we felt like they were really talented because they were so athletic. I mean, they held Webb City, I think, to their lowest output of the year, 34 points, which, I mean, you're thinking, I'll give up 34 points. But,
it's Webb City.
And I think this was probably our lowest output of the year, maybe.
Yes, it was.
So,
most definitely and stuff. Certainly by halftime,
right.
26 at halftime.
Yeah, so, I think it was our lowest output. And so defensively, we knew they were pretty good because they're just so athletic. And number 70 on the D-line really gave us fits, but 34 was just an animal out there. And their defensive secondary would come up and they'd tackle you.
Well, Coach, you did a great job preparing.
Thank you.
One of the things we talked about, too, next week, folks, you got to come out and support this football team.
Yeah, I know the weather's been a little bit cold the last 2 weeks and rainy last week, and we need to get a good crowd next week. Hopefully the weather will get people out, and we're going against an undefeated team, 2 state-ranked teams. I think they're up to 7th or so, maybe 6th in the state. So we need a good crowd. That gets our guys fired up, and we're going to need it next week to advance on.
Coach, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, Travis.
Good luck next week. For Harlan Hudson, myself, Nate, back at the studio, thank you for listening. Godspeed and good luck, and we'll be back here next Friday on KDY 102.5.